Welcome to Trois, Rivières, the Hippodrome 3R, I believe it's known as, Tanya, and we are going live on Fans Choice just in time for our Open Expert Heats. We've had some pretty good racing here already today, and man, we got some heavy hitters here today.
Oh yeah, definitely, Todd. C'est un plaisir de vous recevoir du côté de Trois-Rivières à l'Hippodrome pour le Super Dirt Track 2022. On parlera pas des événements des dernières années. On sait à quel point ça nous a manqué le monde de la course. Mais on s'apprête à prendre d'assaut le circuit de Trois-Rivières pour la manche de Expert Open. Et vous allez voir, ça va être tout un spectacle.
So how awesome is this? Our first heat race here. We're going to have our three-time reigning champion, Dustin Brown, on that KBR Honda. He'll be joined by Dave Pouliot, who lives just down the road in Quebec City, already put in a heck of a run in the DTX race. We're going to have Trent Pickle out here on that borrowed Brandon Newman machine. And, of course, we've got the 44 of Brandon Robinson, who has joined us from the AFT series on that Indian FTR 750. I talked to Jerry Stinchfield earlier today, team owner. That bike was actually purchased in Canada. He got it out of a Saskatchewan. And Brandon Robinson is number 44, and Stinchfield said the serial number on that bike is number 44. So it was a no-brainer for Stinchfield to purchase that bike. It must be nice just to have an extra 50 grand laying around in the mattress. You can go purchase yourself an Indian FTR 750.
Definitely, and we're going to say it. It's such a beautiful bike.
It absolutely is, and early on, I was just talking to Brandon Robinson about 10 minutes ago. Aaron interviewed him, but I was talking to him afterwards. He said it's been a long time since he's been on the track. He knows it's changed a lot. He was the quickest one earlier on in practice. We'll see how this sorts out now. Of course, the track is different, and racing is much different than practice, so we'll see how it goes. I know he did change that sprocket by a couple teeth. He was looking for a little more oomph off the corners.
Oh.
So we'll see if he went the right way on that rear sprocket. But joining Robinson on that 44 in the heat race will be the 71 Hughes Pointe-a-Brand. 61B, that's Trent Pickle. 16 out of Quebec City, Davey Pouliot. Down on the inside, that's Dustin Brown. I believe we are looking also for the 616 of Matthew Gamon. I thought I saw him earlier. Maybe I did not. I hope he did not line up in the wrong heat. I see Dustin Brown is down there talking to assistant referee Sarah Gam about something. Well, Hughes Pointe-a-Brand trying to get a bit of an edge there, sneaking outside that line. Sarah Gam catching on quite quickly. Here's Gamon. He has come to join us now. So glad he made the field. I believe we're going to go with an 8-lap heat race, Tanya. So no doubt there's some fans here for Davey Pouliot, but I'm willing to bet everybody's excited to see this Indian run around this track.
Oh yeah, definitely. C'est le moment. Regardez les lumières. Dans quelques instants, ce sera le départ. Dustin Brown, what a start!
Yeah, we're underway. Oh, Robinson carries a wheelie almost into corner one, where I saw the referees discussing there. We'll see if this was indeed a clean start. And Ward is going for the green flag. Oh, and just like that, we've got a new leader. Robinson goes by dirt bike Dustin Brown on that KBR Honda. So Robinson's going to lead him off at turn 4 for the first time. Dustin Brown hot in tow. And here comes the 16 of Davey Pouliot.
Dave Pouliot déjà positionné en 3e place, juste derrière Dustin Brown et Brandon Robinson, l'Américain qui s'est pointé ici à Trois-Rivières, clairement avec une mission de gagner cette épreuve du Super Dirt Track 2022.
So we got a bit of our glare on our monitor here. I'm trying to catch it. From up here, it looks like in corner 3 that Robinson is pushing that front end really bad. It looks like it's tucked. And he seems to be going okay through 1 and 2 there. Got about 15 bike lengths on Brown right now. Pouliot possibly coming under fire here from Trent Pickle, who's having a pretty good day on that backup machine of Brandon Newman's.
Oui, Trent Pickle qui est pas très loin là, derrière Dave Pouliot. On y va très très bas pendant que Pouliot lui est très très haut. On a des lignes de course complètement différentes pour les deux pilotes. Robinson toujours premier dans le coin numéro 2. Très rapide devant Dustin Brown.
So talking to Robinson earlier, he couldn't wait to get out here and stretch his legs on this cushion track. There's not a lot of them in the AFT series. So he was like a kid in a candy store waiting to get out here today. And, well, seems to be working out for him right now. Brown still safely in second, followed by Pouliot. Pickle dropping off a little bit. Then it's the 71 at Pointe-à-Brand and Gaumont pushing the pack along.
On est déjà à la moitié de la séance. C'est une manche qualificative là, de 8 tours pour la catégorie Expert Open. Robinson, très rapide encore une fois. Il fait un temps de 25,031. Dustin Brown, pas très loin derrière, 25,501. Et Dave Pouliot, 25,986. Donc, tous, les trois premiers sont tous dans les mêmes temps approximatifs. Ça va très rapidement présentement.
Of course, Robinson won 2 weeks ago in Lima in the AFT series, one of the few cushion tracks they have. So, whoa, way high on the exit of 4 there. He just appeared from out behind those tires. Wow. Robinson using all the track and more. About a lap and a half to go for our leader. Of course, the top two, Tanya, we're going to see them in the dash for cash. Pouliot right now in third, and that's got to eat him up because his dad has thrown $2,000 into that pot.
Ouais, Dave Pouliot, eh bien, vous le savez possiblement, mais son père a mis de l'argent pour le dash for cash. Et présentement, il est en 3e place. Il y a seulement les 2 premières positions qui s'y rendent dans les prochaines manches. Pendant qu'on présente le drapeau du dernier tour pour cette séance aux pilotes, eh bien, Robinson bien installé là, quand même avec une considérable avance sur Dustin Brown.
So at a corner 4 for the final time, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the number 44, Brandon Robinson. It's really just fate, Tanya. That bike is serial number 44, and he's number 44. It's looking like he guessed correctly on the gearing as well. So, I mean, again, he set the fastest practice time earlier on, but he was looking for a little more, and he went 2 teeth on the rear sprocket, and that's obviously paid off for him. So Brown finishes second. Then it's Pouliot, Pickle, Pointe-à-Brand, and Gaumont. So 2 more heats coming for our Open Expert class here.
Robinson qui a clairement fait les bons choix de réglage pour cette séance. Ça semble très bien fonctionner là, pour sa moto et pour lui, bien évidemment. Dustin Brown, clairement, lui aussi, bonne séance. Dave Pouliot qui termine 3e. C'est pas tout, c'est pas terminé, sachez-le. On parle bien évidemment, là, on n'est pas encore dans les on n'est pas encore dans les finales, non, on est toujours dans les qualifications exactes. Donc on les reverra un peu plus tard en soirée.
So heat number 2 of the Open Expert coming to the line. We should have the 13. That'll be your rookie expert, Boyd Dedman. We should have the 90. That's Brandon Newman out of New York. 98, Sean Ford. He's got to have some fans here today. 19, Brandon Seguin running that Rotex. We saw all kinds of smoke out of that machine earlier today. Obviously, they made some changes. I didn't get a chance to talk to him. Flat Track Canada was nice enough to give him a couple laps. He seems to have that sorted out, so that's good news. And then I believe the 12 will be Gabriel Boisvert. So again, top 2 puts you not only in the front row in that final, but it puts you in that dash for cash. Everybody likes cash.
Oh yeah, definitely. Alors, gardez certainement un œil sur le 12. Gabriel Boisvert, pilote local de Trois-Rivières, 98, Sean Ford. Et pendant qu'on regarde les pilotes... Oh, fou!
Brandon Seguin off the start there, that back end wagging like the tail of a dog. Took some while to get going forward, but now he's looking his way around Boyd Dedman and around Ford. New leader, Brandon Seguin, third into turn 1, but now all of a sudden takes over the lead on the way to 3.
Seguin qu'on a vu là, sa moto fumer un peu plus tôt dans la journée, mais on a fait quelques ajustements et clairement ça semble très bien aller de son côté, pendant que Dedman, lui, nous offre quand même une très bonne performance. C'est Sean Ford qui semble avoir un petit peu plus de difficultés là, en 3e position. Dedman qui a quelques complications là, à la sortie du virage numéro 2.
Boy, Dedman showing all kinds of speed, but man, he is riding a pogo stick in turns 1 and 2 right now. Doesn't seem quite as bad in 3 and 4, but wow, is he bouncing around there last lap. So he's in behind Ford all of a sudden. Newman right there in tow. Seguin trying to check out. Good on Brandon Seguin. Nice to see him having a good run. Dedman way up at the top of the track.
Dedman qui clairement va très très rapidement, présentement recrue dans la catégorie, mais très rapide. On est extrêmement haut, là. On va frôler les balles de foin du côté de Dedman. Par la suite, on revient là, considérablement rapidement derrière Sean Ford.
Dedman right now riding that bike like he's late for a bar fight or something. He's just bouncing around but not letting off on that throttle. He does the inside-out move, and just like that, he may have second place. It's going to be a shut-off contest. Ford holds it on longer. Dedman, oh, they are side by side. Oh, wow. I think there was contact there from Dedman. I can't believe he did not go over the high side there, Tanya.
Ouais, on croit qu'il y a eu contact là, entre Dedman et Sean Ford, peut-être au niveau de la sortie du virage numéro 3. Dedman qui, malheureusement, a peut-être un petit peu perdu de la vitesse s'il ne voulait pas se ramasser en tête à queue ou tout simplement dans un incident. Bien fait de son côté. Toutefois, Brandon Seguin qui a fait les ajustements qui étaient nécessaires après la séance de pratique de ce matin. On avait une moto qui boucanait beaucoup et on a laissé justement Seguin faire certains ajustements, revenir sur la piste pour voir si le tout était beau. Donc ça s'est très bien passé de son côté. On a une avance considérable sur nos rivaux présentement.
So just about 2 laps to go for our leader, Seguin, and this fight for second is not over yet. I think Dedman might have scared himself just a little, but he really wants that second position. He's got 2 laps to get it done. Now we've got Brandon Newman sneaking up on Ford as they head off into turn 1.
Ouais, Brandon Newman qui très rapide, ça va chercher la 2e position sur Sean Ford. Ça s'est fait dans le coin numéro 2. On arrive dans le 3. Est-ce que Sean Ford va décider d'y aller par l'intérieur ou par l'extérieur? On reste plutôt... on garde ça propre du côté de Ford, mais on continue à donner de la vitesse au maximum pendant qu'on présente le drapeau dernier tour à nos pilotes.
So great ride by Newman. I haven't seen him ride like this in a while. He's been contesting our Canadian races for a lot of years, and we love seeing him come up and join us, and he's having a good run here in second. Coming out of turn 4 for the final time. Put your hands together for the number 19 out of Welland, Brandon Seguin. Here comes that important race for second place, and I believe it is going to go to the 90 machine of Brandon Newman. Followed by Ford and then Dedman. Dedman, I think they've got some suspension stuff to sort out here before we get into the final, because it took everything he had at times to keep that bike on 2 wheels.
Ah ouais, Dedman a eu quand même pas des complications, mais on voyait que c'était quand même plus tumultueux là, sur la piste pour lui. Peut-être là, que vous voyez pas très très bien, mais la piste a quand même beaucoup là, de lignes de course creusées présentement. Donc quand on est à la sortie des virages, ça devient compliqué de garder la vitesse à son maximum et de garder la moto là, en place comme on désire à 100%. Et Dedman a bien évidemment là, fait quelques expériences au courant de cette séance de qualification.
So a third heat of Open Expert coming to the line here, and no doubt a crowd favorite in this one. We're going to have Dominic Bulak in this one. And, of course, it's funny, he won Lima back in 2006. Brandon Newman was there watching that, thought it was incredible. Now, Bulak, in turn, watched Robinson win Lima a couple weeks ago, and in turn thought that he was riding incredible. Yeah. So it'll be cool to see how this sorts out later on in the final. So on the front row, we've got the 22 of Tyler Seguin. Right beside him is the rookie expert and his niece, I should point out, Taya Little. Then it's the 391 Bentley Thistlethwaite. That should be the 24 of Fast Freddie DeChesno. And then the 30, we spoke about him, Dominic Bulak, the last Canadian to win a Premier Division race in AMAFT racing way back in 2006.
Gardez un œil sur la numéro 11, Taya Little, qui nous a donné d'excellentes performances. Fred Duchesneau sur la moto 24, qui a un très meilleur départ que tout à l'heure durant sa séance qualificative dans son autre catégorie. Très belle manœuvre du côté de Duchesneau. Taya Little très haute. On va y aller pour se positionner en 4e position pendant que Duchesneau prend la 3e place. Taya Little va peut-être tenter l'intérieur dans le virage 4, mais pour l'instant, on reste prudent.
So great start by Thistleweight, but he got gobbled up there pretty quickly. Our early leader with that front end wobbling all over the place. Dominic Bulak tucked in behind him is Tyler Seguin. He just watched his older brother take a victory. Seguin's our youngest ever Canadian Open Expert champion, and he does not want to see that 30 get away from him there. Taya Little there has made her way past Thistleweight. We said she's a rookie expert. I believe she's about 17 years old as well, so she has grown leaps and bounds over the past couple of seasons.
Dominic Bulak bien installé là en première place.
I'm not sure if you caught that. Seguin had that bike all crossed up, just avoiding those tires with that front end in the air. So all kinds of body English on that 22, making it go around this track. So he's trying the high line now. He's going to look to chop down to the bottom, see if he can take away some of this real estate off the exit of 4.
Oui, Tyler Seguin qui a eu un petit peu plus de difficulté à sortir du virage 4 sur le dernier tour. Présentement, on tente peut-être une autre ligne de course de son côté qui semble bien fonctionner. Dominic Bulak a un petit peu plus de difficulté là, au virage numéro 2, mais ça se passe très bien de son côté. Seguin se rapproche considérablement de Bulak dans le 3. On va très haut, frôler les balles de foin. On descend dans le 4 complètement pour remonter par la suite et venir coller Bulak jusqu'au 1.
I think Seguin has found the line that he likes between 3 and 4 there. He's going way up to the top and then chopping down to the bottom. And he's taking some bike lengths off and now he's challenging down that back straight. But he won't be able to get up to the top here because Dominic's going to be in the way. So it's going to be a little bit different. We'll see if Dominic crosses up on the exit of 4. Oh, he just got blasted by Ruth.
Oh, yeah. Seguin qui a réussi là, à prendre la position de tête sur Dominic Bulak dans le virage 3. Ça s'est fait là, côte à côte sur le backstretch, sur la ligne droite. Très bien fait du côté de Seguin. On a changé la ligne de course au dernier tour et clairement, ça fonctionne pour lui. Dominic Bulak à l'intérieur pendant que Seguin va très large à l'extérieur dans le 3. Bulak reprend la position de tête. On arrive à la ligne. Départ arrivé pendant qu'on leur mentionne qu'on est rendu à seulement 2 tours de la fin. Bulak, Seguin, on s'échange encore les positions. On arrive sur la ligne droite en arrière, côte à côte. On arrive au virage numéro 3. Bulak à l'intérieur. On conserve la position de tête. On arrive dans le 4. Seguin plonge complètement au bas de la piste pour remonter par la suite. Seguin qui reprend la position de tête à un seul tour de la fin.
Side by side into 1 and 2, 1 lap to go. Seguin looking to repeat what his brother did just a few minutes earlier. What a battle between these. One's a grizzled veteran. Seguin's been around for a while too. Look at Dominic hard into turn 3. Wow. It's all going to come down to the drive off of 4 side by side. Oh, he slides across. He does the slide job on Seguin. What a race.
Bulak sur le dernier tour, dans le dernier virage. On a décidé de plonger à l'intérieur pendant que Seguin était quand même beaucoup plus haut. On tentait de protéger l'intérieur du côté de Seguin, mais Bulak, c'est pas son premier rodéo. Il a décidé de plonger et ça l'a très bien servi du côté du numéro 30 de Dominic Bulak.
I believe in the racing business, Tanya, we call what Dominic just did the slide job. He went down and he basically took away anywhere for Mr. Seguin to go. But man, what a race. And we'll see both of these gentlemen back here in the Dash for Cash later on. So we're going to have both Brandon and Tyler Seguin in there. That's pretty good.
Yep.
And of course, that race will be full of heavy hitters. So man, amazing action here tonight early on already.
Ah oui, on est en train de se dessiner quand même là, un beau petit peloton là, pour le Dash for Cash un petit peu plus tard. Les deux frères Seguin et Dominic Bulak qui vont réussir à prendre leur position pour le Dash for Cash. Ça va être tout un spectacle, croyez-moi.
So Vintage Open making their way to the track now. This will be their final. We got the number 23. That's Gabriel Boulac. 98, Sean Ford back here to join us. 11, Yves Boisvert. We've seen him mixing it up quite a bit here today already.
Yeah.
49, Bill Harrett. And quite a mix of machines here. Remember Abby Harrett earlier on, she was down there talking to me, and she said she didn't have any straightaway speed at all. She had to make it up in the corner, and man, she lost that race by inches at the line.
Oh, we're missing one guy, I think, Todd. We were having five guys on the line this morning, and now there are 4.
That 73 guy, the guy that I swear rode the bike here and took the headlights off it. So here we go, Vintage Open final.
Regardez bien le 11 de Yves Boisvert, pilote de Trois-Rivières. Il nous a offert toute une séance tout à l'heure pendant qu'on prend les devants du côté de Yves Boisvert dans le virage numéro 2.
Boisvert, your leader. Poor Harrod, I think he's brought a knife to a gunfight here. He's a little outgunned down that back straightaway. 3 ride once again in between 3 and 4. See if Boisvert still holds on to that lead as they come onto the front straight. He does, but Boulac and Ford are right there.
Oh, Boulac et Ford là, qui se sont donnés comme mission de pourchasser Boisvert. Excellent boulot du côté de Boisvert pour conserver cette position jusqu'à présent. Bataille entre Boulac et Ford. Sachez que vous allez retrouver la plupart de ces pilotes tout à l'heure, un peu plus tard dans la catégorie vétéran aussi. Yves Boisvert qui prend un petit peu plus haut là, le virage numéro 3. On arrive dans le 4. On accélère. Sean Ford maintenant rendu en 2e position.
Ford makes that inside-outside move. Oh, he just clipped one of the pool noodles down there in turn 1. I think that might have actually scared him and the Boulac right beside him. But that pool noodle will not hurt anybody. But I saw it pop up in the air there. Ford looking to use every inch of this track and more.
Ah ouais, Ford qui est allé toucher là. Ce que vous voyez dans les coins d'ailleurs, ce sont des petites des nouilles à piscine, tout simplement là, pour protéger nos pilotes de la gravelle. Sean Ford est allé en toucher une. Je crois que ça l'a ralenti un petit peu par la suite. Boulac est resté quand même résistant par après, mais Boisvert continue à conserver là, cette première position. On est dans la finale des Vintage.
See how Boisvert kicked that thing out of the way. That was very nice and very cordial of him. But he's under fire now from Sean Ford. 2 laps to go, and this is not over. Ford's going to go up on the top side. That fence comes real quickly on the exit of 2. We'll see if he drifts up there. Ford and Boisvert side by side. Ford now with a bit of an edge, but don't count Boulac out. Here comes Boulac. He's going to go up high. He's going to look to chop down on the inside, I think, on the exit. White flag waving, Tanya. 1 lap to sort this out. All of a sudden, our leader shuffled back to 3rd. Ford, Boulac.
Oh, Boisvert là, qui est glissé en 3e position après un départ incroyable de son côté. Il reste un dernier tour. On doit absolument tout donner du côté de Boisvert. Est-ce qu'on va être capable de rattraper Boulac? On va tenter dans le 3 ou peut-être dans le 4. On tente l'intérieur au virage numéro 3. Non, on se retient du côté de Boisvert. On tente encore.
So coming to the line, Sean Ford, and he is pumped up and virtually side by side between our leader Boisvert and Boulac on that. But Ford made that move a couple laps ago and he held on. So maybe that kicking that pool noodle down there was all part of the strategy. Shake things up a little bit. Poor Bill Harrod there. Just wishing he had a grappling hook or something to catch onto those guys and get a tow early on, I think. I'm sure he had that throttle twisted for all it was worth, but just, as I said, a little outgunned here today, but fantastic racing here. This is a vintage class, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Oh, Ford's looking for a little...
Bonne main d'applaudissement pour Sean Ford, mais aussi le numéro 11 local, Yves Boisvert, qui a mené toute la séance.
Sean Ford, about as humble as Marc-Andre earlier. I like it. So, no, they deserve it. Ford for a heck of a run, and Marc-Andre for, of course, all the work he has done here today. So, great run by all of our riders here. Those top 3 went at it tooth and nail. And we saw them earlier in heat race action doing the same thing. And Ford obviously remembered something from earlier on, and he makes the move and gets to the front.
Considérant que c'était une finale du côté de la catégorie vintage, on va avoir un petit podium pour notre top 3, bien évidemment, pendant qu'on voit Sean Ford revenir avec le drapeau à damier. Bonne main d'applaudissements pour le 98 vainqueur vintage, Sean Ford.
So I guess we are having a B final here, Tanya. In the we were talking about how many the VTT ATVs, and most of our viewers in Fans Choice World would know them as VTT here in Quebec, and we had 78 of them here registered today. So we're going to give these guys an extra run. So we're having a B final here. Now I don't know if any, I didn't get any info if any, if our winner maybe moves up into the main later on or not.
We'll see who's there. I think it's the 11 of Kevin Boucher, who had troubles earlier. Yeah. He's on a different machine, though.
Yeah, I thought I saw a number 18 on it, possibly, maybe. It's hard to catch from up here.
Un peu plus tôt, là, dans une autre séance, Kevin Boucher-Carrier avoir un petit peu de difficulté avec sa machine, et on le voit présentement là, en position de tête avec un autre VTT. On porte maintenant le numéro 18, alors j'ai l'impression qu'on a réussi du côté de Kevin Boucher-Carrier à pouvoir reprendre la piste pour faire cette série B, là, cette finale B, pour pouvoir participer et se classer pour la grande finale.
Well, the number plate is different, but the transponder doesn't lie. He is definitely, that is our leader, Kevin Boucher-Carrier, and we saw him earlier with a pretty healthy lead, and then the machine broke. Something went south, and he's obviously borrowed a machine for this race and does not look foreign to it at all as he dives into turn one with a pretty healthy lead on Anthony Beliveau on the 164 machine.
Francis Théberge qui se trouve présentement en troisième place. Là. Bonne position pour aller peut-être chercher la deuxième position. Kevin Boucher-Carrier qui a une bonne avance présentement sur ses deux rivaux derrière. Francis Théberge qui donne tout sur la ligne départ-arrivée. On arrive au coin numéro 1. On se rapproche encore plus d'Anthony Beliveau.
Gabriel Godin circulating on that 28 machine. We saw him in a pretty intense battle earlier on for, I believe, about third position when a couple of the machines broke. He's kind of stuck by himself right now. I know he would like to claw his way into that fight ahead of him halfway through this race. So Boucher-Carrier almost, just over about a half a straightaway now. That battle trying to shape up for second between Théberge and Beliveau. Beliveau currently in second, but he may have company before this one's over. As I said, we do not have info as to any of these riders, if they will move up to the final later on. But I guess we'll know if we see that gentleman out there.
Deux tours à faire dans cette séance. Si j'ai bien vu le préposé au départ, on montre présentement exactement les deux drapeaux à notre meneur Kevin Boucher-Carrier.
So I wonder, this machine that he's borrowed, if he's had anything to do with setting this up or perhaps building it, because, as I said, if this is a machine he's never been on before, he certainly looks pretty comfortable on it right now.
Ouais, Kevin Boucher-Carrier très confortable présentement là, sur la machine qu'il conduit, mais c'est la première fois de la journée qu'il la conduit. Alors, est-ce qu'on a fait certains ajustements là, tout à l'heure de dernière minute? Clairement, on a dû faire les ajustements qu'on avait sur notre dernier VTT, parce que ça semble très bien fonctionner de son côté, pendant qu'on voit le préposé au départ sortir le drapeau à damier.
So Boucher-Carrier takes the victory quite handily, I guess. Looks like Beliveau is going to hold on for second, followed by Théberge. just about 7 of the 78 VTTs we had show up here today. We mentioned it before, Quebec is just four-wheel crazy,
Yeah.
aren't they? They love them.
Ouais, plusieurs VTT là, ici pour la journée. Je crois que c'est les classes où il y a le plus de participants, entre autres, tout à l'heure dans le Open Expert, là, cette même catégorie. On a 21 inscrits au total. On ne sait pas encore s'ils vont tous pouvoir participer à la finale. C'est ce qu'on va découvrir en même temps que vous un peu plus tard. On croit là, bien évidemment que les manches B et A vont nous déterminer ces finales, mais bien hâte de voir qu'est-ce qui va se passer pour les 21 pilotes en VTT Open Expert.
So our assistant referee, Sarah Gam, was just doing that flower line for the starting row there. And, of course, as she does it, I see we have our track prep coming out. But I'd like the fans to pay attention next time she goes across with that little cart, because you can see how much it's bouncing.
Oh,
you can't tell from up here how deep those grooves are, but we had that little guy in the 50 in here earlier on, and he was almost disappearing in those ruts.
Vous regarderez bien la prochaine fois que nos officiels au départ tracent les lignes devant vous, là, surtout la première où on voit tout le monde partir depuis tout à l'heure, à quel point c'est bumpy sur la piste présentement. Je pense que j'ai pas d'autre mot que de dire bosser là, ou bumpy à ce moment-là, parce que vous allez voir, c'est extrêmement creusé. On a des départs à 2 roues ou encore à 4 roues et ça fait en sorte que c'est très, très, très bossé par la suite pour les épreuves. Donc, ça ajoute bien évidemment là, au défi de...
So welcome back to Trois Rivières for round 2 of the 2022 Flat Track Canada Series. Just a little bit of track prep going on, Tanya, and not a bad time, I don't think, to give a shout out to our all our volunteers here today, our quarter marshals, and all the people helping out security. And man, these people trying to regulate the flow of people going back and forth across the track, they have their hands full because man, there's a ton of people. I saw the amount of pit passes, they had to shut them down. There were so many people that wanted pit passes. So thanks to all our volunteers out here today helping this show happen.
Ah ouais, comme le dit Todd, on est à notre événement le plus glorieux, je crois, du Super Dirt Track Trois-Rivières. On est à pleine capacité déjà dans les estrades, dans l'hippodrome, mais aussi dans les accès au paddock. Sachez qu'on a vraiment tout tenté, mais question de sécurité, on est vraiment à pleine capacité. On tient à remercier bien évidemment tous les bénévoles, tous les travailleurs qui sont avec nous depuis le début de la journée pour travailler sur cet événement. Chaque signaleur à chaque coin. Merci beaucoup. Vous bougez pas beaucoup de toute la journée, mais grâce à vous, au moins, les pilotes sont en sécurité tout autour du circuit. Merci aussi à nos bénévoles de sécurité qui font d'ailleurs passer les gens là, de l'hippodrome jusque dans les puits depuis ce matin. Et on sait qu'il y a beaucoup de gens à faire passer. Alors, merci à tous. Merci aussi à nos commanditaires parce qu'un événement comme celui-là, ça se fait pas tout seul, bien évidemment. Donc, Canadian Kawasaki Motors, Moto Vanier, Morin Sport et VR, le tout nouveau centre à Trois-Rivières en Mauricie, Flat Track Canada, Dofralex, ADF Diesel qui nous offre d'ailleurs un tout nouveau podium pour l'édition 2022, Turbo Expert, Déneigement 3R, chez Gérard Patate Frites Saint-Joseph-du-Lac, Énergie 102.3, Hardcore Cycle, l'Hebdo Journal, Menuiserie Pouliot et un spécial là, merci immense à Flat Track Québec qui a coordonné la journée d'aujourd'hui depuis maintenant des mois et des mois. Surtout Marc-André Pagé et toute son équipe qui travaille très, très fort. Merci beaucoup à tous. Grâce à vous, bien, on a un événement là, incroyable pour cette journée.
I really couldn't have said that better myself. You nailed it, I think. I'd like to thank all our viewers watching us on Fans Choice. So there's what I was talking about, is that little cart. Ward's bringing that cart across the starting line, folks. Just watch that thing bounce up and down from those ruts. And there's so many hellos I would like to say right now. I can't say all of them. I would like to give a shout out, however, to Nikki Kendall from NKR Canada. She's got young Hunter Bauer riding for her in the AFT series, and last week they hopped up onto the podium in Wheat Sports. So good on them. We wish Hunter was here today to battle with these experts. He's hanging out at a cottage. It's hard to beat that as well. But
oh yeah.
Hi Nikki, I hope you're enjoying the show.
Merci à tous ceux qui nous regardent sur Fans Choice TV, mais aussi, je crois, Facebook Live. On nous a mentionné le Facebook Live, alors on espère que vous aimez le spectacle jusqu'à présent. On va rentrer dans les rondes finales dans quelques instants. On a eu le VTT Open Expert B tout à l'heure. On s'en vient avec le VTT Open Expert A dans VTT Open Amateur A dans quelques instants, pardon. Et on vous l'a mentionné, les classes VTT, ce sont les classes où il y a le plus de participants aujourd'hui. Donc, on espère que tous pourront participer à la grande finale, mais voyez déjà à quel point on va avoir un excellent spectacle pendant que les bolides s'amènent sur la ligne départ-arrivée. Oh, on tente là peut-être d'aller chercher...
Busted once again. I think it's the second time he's done that today. I don't know why he thought he would get away with it this time. Very interesting choices. Our first gate pick there took the very bottom of the track, and then we saw the 85 machine, and we know he can get around here. That's Danny Cassette. He came right up to the top. Well, he thought he was right at the top until the 25 machine tried to bust his party and slide in above him, but Sarah Gam caught that and said, no way, sir.
Sorry about that. Not gonna happen.
Yeah, we have a whole gaggle of these four-wheeled machines here in this race, and things are going to get interesting. I'd like to give a shout out to my wife Kim down there lap scoring, because man, this is a nightmare trying to keep track of this. Oh, we got a problem on one of the machines there. I can't really catch the number on it. I'm not sure. Oh, he finally got it fired up there. A few of these riders have the numbers sticking out the back, which we really appreciate, because it's really hard for us to catch them at the front. I have a funny story for you. A few years ago in Belleville, we had an ATV rider show up, and he was signing up for the first time. He did not have a race number.
Oh.
And when he signed in, he was going to make numbers out of duct tape. And he told my wife he was going to be number 389. And she said, really? You're doing that with duct tape? And he said, oh, absolutely. And about 10 minutes later, he came back and said, I'm going to be number 11.
Yeah, there you go. Much better.
Yeah, a little easier to make with duct tape.
So apparently there's 14 drivers on the grid at the moment. I only had 13 on my list, so
So somebody has snuck in.
Somebody has either snuck in or didn't make the qualification earlier. Hope to see who's going to be there and didn't show up earlier.
Well, we'll try and follow it on our live tracking here, live timing. We're going to give them one quick lap to check out the track here. Keep your eyes on that number 25 machine. We'll try and see if he tries to sneak up top once again. There's no way he tries it for a third time, is there?
Alors, on aura 14 pilotes en piste dans quelques instants. On croyait en avoir simplement 13 selon notre liste d'inscrits. Alors, soit que quelqu'un s'est ajouté dernière minute ou bien on n'avait pas la bonne liste d'inscrits tout au long de la journée. Bien hâte de voir comment ça se passera de ce côté-là. Raphaël Desrosiers se trouve sur la piste. Randy McDonald, Mike Marcotte, Martin Pelletier, Danny Cossette, Charles Rodrigue, Francis Valois, Louis Saint-Laurent, Mario Perrault, Gino Macaluso, Nicolas Ladouceur, Luc Bilodeau, Danny Grégoire Saint-Amand et Yannick Savard-Vachon se trouvent tous sur la ligne de départ jusqu'à présent. Alors, dans quelques instants, bien évidemment, là, on pourra vous donner plus d'indications sur où ils sont rendus.
I would like to mention Randy McDonald on that 4R machine, just because I had talked to his pit guy earlier, and they made the trip here from Prince Edward Island, and they are really trying hard to get the horse tracks down there to let them do this.
Oh, sweet!
And I'm, you know, my fingers are crossed for him, and I've told him, you know, we have the tracks in Ontario. The horse people don't necessarily like us, but the track guys love us. And the day after we're there, you would never know where they were there. Like, those track groomers do an amazing job of getting that back in shape for the horses. So I hope that Mr. McDonald and his crew out there in Prince Edward Island has success in getting their horse tracks to allow them to get out there and play.
Oh, on a un petit problème là. On semble avoir un pilote qui a des complications sur la première ligne de départ.
Of course, as this gentleman tries to get that machine all fired up, all these other ones are starting to run a little bit hot, and they're going to be getting a little frustrated. We do have the 2-minute rule in place, I believe, in Flat Track Canada.
Oui, on semble avoir une règle là, des 2 minutes parce que sachez que si lui ne part pas, bien les autres peuvent, comme on dit dans le bon jargon des courses, overheater. Hein? Ça peut surchauffer à ce niveau-là. Donc, on va devoir peut-être le partir à la compression. On est toujours sur la règle des 2 minutes présentement. On a 2 minutes pour pouvoir partir la machine.
Thank you, Aaron Hesmer and company. Now, if this guy goes on to win, he owes Aaron Hesmer a beer, I think, at this point.
Gino Macaluso qui a aussi eu des difficultés hein, ce matin avec son départ. Alors, bien hâte de voir qu'est-ce que ça va donner dans quelques instants. Ça sera une finale de 8 tours.
Oh, it's gone silent on him again. I think you might have pulled that tether cord at that point, it looked like. I'm not sure, although that's usually...
On va devoir possiblement le partir d'en arrière pour Macaluso. Non, malheureusement, on partira juste pas.
Oh, we got one of them not going. That 25 machine, things got a little bit crazy there as riders looking to make their way around him, finally under power. But that bike did not want to move at the start.
Mike Marcotte qui a eu un peu de difficulté là, sur la ligne de départ, mais au final, ça semble bien s'être passé pendant qu'on tente en bordure de piste de partir Gino Macaluso. Est-ce qu'on sera en mesure de le faire? Ça reste à voir, je crois pas. Là, on est en train de le retirer tout simplement. Danny Cossette en première place devant Luc Bilodeau et Louis Saint-Laurent en troisième position.
So we've got our green light there kind of kicked out on the track. We need somebody to notice that. It's, I don't think anybody's going to ride there per se, but it is going to get run over. So Cossette, our leader, followed by Bilodeau and then Saint Laurent. And good battle shaping up back there for about 5th at this point. Cossette pitches it into 1 and 2 once again.
Cossette qui est en première position avec un temps de 27,8 pour le moment, mais Luc Bilodeau, lui, améliore ses temps. Hein? 27,7 pour le moment, donc bien évidemment, on le voit se rapprocher.
Cossette still out front. Bilodeau, St. Laurent. Battle still shaping up for 5th place here. Oh, things got a little dicey there going into 1. Got a rider way down on the inside looking to make a move now as they head on that back straight. Just a little underpowered. I think he's going to try and catch a toe down into turn 3.
Bataille pour la 5e et la 6e position entre Nicolas Ladouceur et Yannick Savard-Vachon. Du côté de Gino Macaluso, c'est un problème de clutch qu'on a eu malheureusement. Donc, on n'était pas capable de clutcher le VTT pour pouvoir partir comme il faut pour cette finale. Merci à Pascal. Nos yeux, nos oreilles dans les paddocks présentement. Luc Bilodeau se rapproche encore une fois là, et je crois que ça a été fait. Je crois qu'on a eu un... Pas encore.
So our top 2 checking out. Bilodeau, a little bit of a screamer. Battle now for 3rd. St. Laurent has company with Peltier right there.
Saint-Laurent et Pelletier qui, eux, se bataillent présentement pour la 3e et la 4e position dans cette finale VTT Open Amateur.
2 laps to go for our leader. Cossette looking to go start to finish here. So far unchallenged. Bilodeau pretty well about equal speed here, Tanya. Got to figure out some way to make up some ground if Cossette makes any kind of mistake.
Cossette qui se couche complètement.
Oh, look at this fight. We are way down by the referees there. The number 88 machine getting way down to the bottom of the track. I believe that was Saint-Amand.
And he's having it in 3rd and 2.
So 1 lap to go for our leader. The fight is on.
Woo!
Oh,
Bilodeau, Cossette étaient côte à côte dans le virage numéro 1. On semble avoir eu une meilleure sortie là, de virage pour Cossette dans le 2. On va voir ce qui va se passer parce qu'on arrive prochainement pour montrer le dernier tour à ces pilotes. Non, on leur montre plutôt le drapeau à damier.
So Cossette holds on for the victory over Bilodeau. 3rd place looks like it's going to come down to Saint Laurent, I believe, on that 99 machine. But I think what happened to Bilodeau there, Tanya, is he went so hard into turn 1 that he sacrificed that mid-corner speed in that drive coming off it too. So he briefly challenged, but he gave up so much to make that attempt. But heck of an effort by that 2nd place rider.
Ouais, Bilodeau qui est arrivé dans le virage numéro 1 là, sur le dernier tour, peut-être un peu trop rapidement. On s'est rapproché, bien évidemment, là, super vite de Cossette, mais malheureusement, lorsqu'on était rendu en plein milieu du virage, on a dû freiner si on voulait pas faire de tête à queue. Même chose dans le virage numéro 2. Alors, Bilodeau terminé en 2e position suite à cette manœuvre.
Crowd going wild. He's obviously got some fans up here. They could just be going wild because it's 4-wheelers, right? So we mentioned earlier that if there was 3 guys out here with mop buckets and somehow they got motors on them, there'd be a race happening right now.
Ouais. Si au Québec, sachez-le, les VTT, c'est extrêmement populaire. Ça l'est un peu moins du côté de l'Ontario et des États-Unis sur ce type de circuit, mais ici, rien ne nous fait peur sur 4 roues. Alors, VTT est bien évidemment une série qui est toujours très applaudie du côté du Québec.
So as we sit here, Tanya, and stare off to the west, that sun's starting to go down. Will that at some point become a factor and be in the rider's eyes? We may have to take a bit of a break. But I would like to point out the wonderful scenery we're going to have in turn 3 once it does get dark with that Ferris wheel all lit up. And I can almost smell the beer nuts from here.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Alors, pour certains, là, possiblement aussi les pilotes qui vont sortir du virage numéro 2 pour rentrer dans le virage numéro 3. On a le soleil qui est en train de se coucher là, petit à petit. Ça va peut-être amener certains défis pour les pilotes, du moins pour nous. Dans la tour d'annonceur sur le toit présentement, ça nous en amène lorsqu'on essaie de regarder du côté du virage numéro 3 et du virage numéro 4. Toutefois, sachez que tout à l'heure, on aura un excellent spectacle là, avec ce qui se passe du côté de l'Expo de Trois-Rivières. Ça va être tout illuminé. Et on voulait aussi vous mentionner lorsqu'il fera noir, après que le soleil se soit couché, pour les dernières finales de la soirée, lors du premier tour de chaque finale. Si vous désirez allumer la lumière de vos cellulaires, c'est une petite tradition qui se voit à certains endroits sur certains circuits et on va essayer de l'amener ici là, du côté de Trois-Rivières. Alors à chaque passage, premier passage des pilotes dans les finales ce soir lorsqu'il fera noir, allumez vos lumières, ça va être super beau pour les photos médias et on espère bien évidemment là, que ça fera chaud au cœur à nos pilotes.
So DTX final lineup at the line, the number 24 machine there trying to get fired up. We had the 70 machine, Seth Little. He got first gate pick, thought he picked the outside of the track, and then the 31 of Connor Thompson popped up on the outside of him. Here, of course, we're going to want to keep our eyes on the number 8 of Liam Caskey as well. The 2-minute clock must be on this rider. I didn't really pay attention as to when the struggle started, to be honest, but these riders patiently waiting, and these 450 machines do not like to sit still when they're running. They get warm pretty quick. Doesn't look like that machine even wants to push very well at this point. Just hearing chatter on the radio, there's about 50 seconds left, so I don't even recall, Tanya. I don't recall seeing that rider in our heat races. Maybe
Neither do I.
I think he just was here in the crowd, thought it was cool, and went and grabbed his bike maybe. But I guess, unfortunately, we're going to go without him. So watch for 70 of Little. He'll be trying to win that drag race into turn 1. We're green. It's the 22 of Bulak, I believe. Alex Bulak's going to lead him into 1. Keaton Denstead down there on the Little, or on the inside. Here comes Little up the middle. Little up the middle. It's tough to say. 3
Ça
wide.
semble être Charles-André Houle qui a eu des petits problèmes sur la ligne de départ avec la moto numéro 24. On tente de voir là, ce qui se passe dans le virage numéro 4. Je tiens à vous le dire, le 22 d'Alexis Beaulac, tout juste devant Seth Little qui se pointe le bout du nez à l'intérieur dans la sortie du virage numéro 1. Garde l'intérieur au virage numéro 2, mais Beaulac très très haut sur la ligne droite, arrive dans le 3 et va pointer à l'intérieur de son côté. Little va essayer de prendre l'extérieur. On va essayer d'y aller très très haut à ce niveau-ci, mais Beaulac détient encore une fois la première place.
So top 4 right now, we've got Bulak, then it's Little, followed by Thompson, and then Kasky. Kasky trying to get up into that 3rd position at least, and Bulak right now doing a real good job of holding off the rider who had first gate pick, Seth Little. Little has tried high, he's tried low, he's not really gaining any of that real estate yet. He's got lots of time left to do it, but he's got to start making some inroads soon.
Oh, Little qui arrive dans le virage 2, là, très très bas. Beaulac va tenter, lui, de protéger sa position de tête.
Okay, we had a rider go down. We didn't even see it. I think we're good.
On va tout simplement là, mettre le drapeau rouge. On tente de voir il est où exactement.
So we had, unfortunately, I don't think the referees, I just heard the chatter just as he was throwing the red that he was up and okay and running. They didn't get it quite soon enough. So, yeah, we're going to, we'll see if they're going to call this one. I didn't notice it. We reached halfway yet, Tanya.
Neither did I, to be honest with you.
I was watching...
Ça semble être entre le virage numéro 3 et le virage numéro 4.
So lots of radio chatter right now, Tanya, about those people standing kind of in the referee's view of turn 4. I don't know if there's anybody down there in earshot that could try and shuffle some of them back a bit. So we'll see what happens here. I'm going to guess if we're going to a restart, should be a single file restart, I would think. So,
on est à la mi-session en plus pour l'instant. Alors,
so this may play into Seth Little's hands at this point because he's still starting in second, but all of a sudden that gap that was there isn't there anymore. And if he can get off the line either better than or the same as Bulak, he's right there. But don't count that Thompson kid out either.
Oh, and even Liam Kasky can do something big over here on the restart. I mean... We never know.
No, I think Kasky's problem off the start is he just doesn't have the weight over that rear tire to get it to hook up as quick as the other guys, and he spins a little bit more.
Alors, on va faire... on y va avec un green-white checkered.
Yeah.
Et Bulak, excellent départ.
Perfect start by Bulak. Perfect start. He gets that butt right back to that rear fender, gets traction right away, and just like that, that gap is there for Little to try and make up again. So our top 4 remain the same. Bulak, Little, Thompson, and then Kasky. Kasky is a little closer to Thompson at this point. Watch for Kasky down at the bottom.
Turn 3. Little qui se rapproche là, dans le virage numéro 3, mais Beaulac semble encore être en bonne position pour conserver la position de tête. Excellent départ de son côté à la relance. Little à l'intérieur dans le virage numéro 1, très très bas. On garde aussi l'intérieur dans le 2. Beaulac qui va beaucoup plus large. On revient sur la ligne droite et c'est bien fait pour Beaulac parce qu'on arrive dans le 3. Là, on est capable de conserver cette position. Little qui semble peut-être en manquer un petit peu là, à certains endroits pendant qu'on montre le drapeau blanc. Dernier tour.
So one more lap to go. Little now looking to make a move on the inside. Will this angle work out for him on the exit, or is he going to sacrifice the drive? Yeah, it looks like we get a bit better drive by that 22 machine down into 3. Little's got one more chance here in 3 and 4. Oh, there's a good battle shaping up there. Is that Bilodeau, I believe, making a move on Kasky?
Oh, Beaulac, là, il se fait chauffer les arrières par Little, mais il conserve.
So Bulak holds on for the victory. Little in second. Looked like Thompson was pretty pumped to get third.
Yep.
And you know what, Tanya? This is probably the third start that we've seen that 22 machine do today, and he nails it every time.
Every
and
time.
He is so good at scooting that butt back to that rear fender and getting that back wheel in line and pushing forward, and that was the difference in that race.
Ouais, Alexis Beaulac qui nous offre d'excellents départs depuis ce matin sur ses séances. On le voit là, bien équilibrer son poids sur la moto afin d'avoir une bonne adhérence sur la roue arrière. Très beau travail du côté de Beaulac. D'ailleurs, mesdames, messieurs, le gagnant de la DTX novice, Alexis Beaulac.
Oh, poor Mr. Bulak just came by to get the flag, and there was nobody to give it to him. That's got to hurt just a little bit. Poor fella. Well, we appreciate your efforts, Mr. Bulak. We're going to step it up just a little bit now, Tanya. We're going to get into the DTX Intermediate Final. This is where all day long we've been saying the name Dylan Bix. And if we just have some new listeners here, or viewers, on Fans Choice, Dylan Bix. Dylan is actually a female rider, and she has been kicking butt all day long. She's from about 12 hours away from here, down Windsor Way. This is the kind of track that she grew up on, and so I'm glad she made the trip. And man, has she looked good all day long.
Oh oui, comme vient de le mentionner Todd, si vous venez tout juste de vous joindre à nous, que ce soit sur Fan Choice TV, Facebook Live ou encore ici même à l'Hippodrome, que vous venez d'arriver là, pour les finales, eh bien, regardez bien la numéro 11, Dylan Bex, jeune demoiselle qui nous offre des performances incroyables depuis le début de la journée. Le circuit de Trois-Rivières, c'est un circuit qui ressemble à celui de chez elle et on le ressent. Elle se sent bien, elle fait d'excellents temps, alors c'est vraiment la personne à regarder. Entre autres, le 94 aussi de Adrien Saint-Amand qui nous a offert toute une performance. Et oh, bien, faut le mentionner, bien évidemment, là, c'est le 10 de Kevin Pouliot qui a été battu dans son temps de Dylan Bex.
We're green and off the start. It's going to be Dandoran with the early lead. I believe that's Trudell jumping into second. Here goes Bix down to the bottom of the track. Bix already into second. Does she have anything for Dandoran when they get down to 3 and 4? Saint Amand back there in fourth. Easy to pick out on that Suzuki. Now making a move for third. Saint Amand really been riding hard here all day long. And he, of course, is a rookie in this class, so it's great to see.
Dandurand qui a pris les devants, mais Dylan Bex a pas dit son dernier mot. Encore moins pour Saint-Amand et Kevin Pouliot. Sachez que la position 2, 3, 4.
Oh, Saint-Amand! Holy
Saint-Amand!
cow! Saint-Amand, that back end of the bike almost passed the front end, Tanya, and somehow he kept upright. And look at that gap that is separated because everybody else had to check up. So,
Dylan Bex qui s'amène justement là, très férocement sur Dandurand dans le virage 4.
This young lady is looking to make a move to that lead. Saint-Amand, after that scary moment, he has not slowed down at all. He really rides like he crashes parties for a living, Tanya.
Ah ouais, Saint-Amand qui a eu des complications là, dans le virage numéro 2 sur le dernier tour. On est sorti avec beaucoup de difficultés, a failli presque échapper notre moto. Bex à l'intérieur dans le 4. Est-ce que ça sera assez pour aller chercher Dandurand? Pas pour le moment. Saint-Amand s'amène pour se livrer la bataille à 3.
I think things are going to get real interesting. Here goes Bix up the middle. We are 3 wide. Wow. Bix splitting the defense there on the exit of 2, gets way up by the fence. We're talking about Bix, and right now we've got Dandoran doing everything he can do up front to hold her off, but we can't count Saint-Amand out at this point either.
Oh, Saint-Amand là, qui chauffe les arrières à Bex et Bex qui chauffe les arrières à Dandurand. C'est incroyable comme finale.
Kevin Pouliot now on that number 10 machine looking to join this party up in the top 3. So Dandoran doing a fantastic job. He's all of a sudden got about 6-7 bike lengths between him and Bix. Hopefully Bix hasn't scrubbed that tire right off, but Dandoran led early in the heat race and then got passed, but maybe he made some changes and something's working for him here.
Et on arrive à la mi-course pour cette finale DTX intermédiaire. Bex qui semble un peu en manquer dans le virage 1, mais regardez bien, à la sortie du virage numéro 2, elle se rapproche de Dandurand et souvent ça se passe dans le 3 et dans le 4. Excellente sortie du côté de Dylan Bex dans le virage numéro 3 ainsi que le virage numéro 4, mais Saint-Amand n'est jamais bien loin derrière.
So Dylan Bix trying to do that cross-up move, go in high and come out low. So far unable to make up that real estate, but has she done it this time? Within about 4 bike lengths through 1 and 2, but Dandoran looks like he's brought a pretty good drive. Bix drifts up by that fence. Once again, she'll look to late break, go a little higher into 3, and then tuck down to the bottom on the exit of 4. Here comes Saint-Amand to the party.
Saint-Amand qui s'amène justement dans la bataille là, à la sortie du 4. Dandurand qui fait un excellent travail depuis le début de cette épreuve. Il est parti avec un départ incroyable du côté du 31 de Dandurand. C'est Bex là, qui continue à lui chauffer les arrières pendant qu'on va montrer justement à nos pilotes sur la ligne départ-arrivée ici avec notre préposé au départ. 2 tours seulement à faire.
Right now, Dandoran has the biggest lead he's had this whole race, and we've got 2 laps left. The player right now may be Saint-Amand looking to take over that second position. Bix has not been able to climb forward like she has all day long. Now struggling a bit mid-corner on the exit of 2, and Saint-Amand is right there. He wants to be that second place rider before this lap's over.
Ah ouais, Saint-Amand qui lui a pas dit son dernier mot. Il va avec l'intérieur dans le virage 4. Bex qui conserve par contre, là, on protège extrêmement fort notre deuxième position. On est sur le dernier tour pour le DTX intermédiaire. Dandurand qui se fait chauffer encore une fois par Bex. Est-ce que Bex sera capable? À la sortie du 2, Dandurand est extrêmement rapide. Pouliot s'amène pas très loin derrière. Pouliot par l'extérieur!
Yeah, Pouliot wants to be part of this as well before it's over. Coming out of 4 towards the checkers. At the line, it's going to be the 31, Felix Dandoran, followed by Dylan Bix and Adrian Saint-Amand. Wow, what a race. And Pouliot right there as well. So, geez. Again, this isn't our expert class. This is the class on the way to the expert class. But that was an expert caliber race, let me tell you.
Oh oui, catégorie intermédiaire, mais sachez qu'on a eu un spectacle de pro pour cette finale de DTX intermédiaire. C'est le 31 de Félix Dandurand qui remporte cette épreuve. Vous pouvez l'applaudir, le numéro 31, suivi du numéro 11 de Dylan Bex et du 94 d'Adrien Saint-Amand.
So great job by Dandoran. He did everything he had to there to keep her at bay, and at the end of the race, it was pretty well the biggest lead he had all race long. So the Quebec youngster, he's got some fans here, no doubt. At least they gave him the flag.
Yeah, there you go.
Still thinking of poor Gulak didn't get it. So fantastic racing continuing here. And we're going to step it up even more after this one, Tanya. We're going to get into our DTX expert final. So we'll see, of course, some of the heavy hitters we'll see later on in our open expert final coming out next. I believe we're going to have a brief track prep. It's on our schedule. I see one of our trucks moving.
Alors, il revient devant vous le 31 de Félix Dandurand.
He wins races, and from what I've seen on the old Facebook, he'll sell you a house, too. I thought I just heard talk about ATVs coming out, so perhaps we've thrown a little curveball into our schedule here. We'll wait and see what happens. Currently, we have no bikes moving and no water truck moving, so... Pretty good crowd we got along the fence there, isn't it?
And there's full of people inside too.
Oh, I know.
Let me tell you.
Yeah. Going down wasn't so far or so easy, was it?
No,
to get down to that start finish line earlier, and I mean that's a good thing. So, all right, we do have some bikes coming to the track. We'll
be able to tell you who they are in a couple seconds. On voit présentement là, des motos s'amener sur le circuit. On sera en mesure de vous dire ce qu'il y en est exactement dans quelques instants. Pendant qu'on voit les pilotes monter sur le podium. Adrien Saint-Amand, Dylan Bex et Félix Dandurand.
So I believe this is our DTX expert class. Just a little bit of confusion here. We've got some of them coming to the line.
Yeah.
Some of them thinking we were getting a track prep. Of course, poor Freddie Duchesneau, of course, stalled on the line earlier on in his heat race, so he will be having to move forward from the back of the pack. But we are missing a bunch of our front runners. I think they were expecting the track prep. I'm looking for Davey Pouliot at this point.
Newman came in. Trent Pickle. Tyler Sigouin.
Sometimes when the schedule changes, it throws a bit of a curveball on whatever the...
Yeah.
Yeah, we see Taya Little pull into the line. She pulls up beside her uncle, Tyler Seguin. I have not seen Pouliot come. Oh, here comes Pouliot, I think. We have a glare in our eyes, but yeah, here comes the number 16 machine.
Pouliot, Boisvert.
Yeah, he's saying right now, he's talking about the sun.
There.
Yeah.
We seem like we have everybody at the moment.
I think Pouliot is pointing at the sun. I saw him point over his shoulder. Either that or he wasn't done his submarine sandwich.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
On discute là, sur la piste entre les pilotes justement de ce fameux soleil qui s'abaisse comme on vous parlait tout à l'heure. Ça peut devenir un petit peu compliqué là, dans le virage 3, dans le sortie du virage 2 parce que bon évidemment, hein, vous l'aurez deviné, ça éblouit bien évidemment nos pilotes. Mais on semble donner un 5 minutes.
So we'll see. I think we're going to send them off the track. Maybe we do track maintenance right now. We'll see if we can pick up on some radio chatter. Apologize for the delays here. We've all been to those races or watched those races where the sun becomes a factor. Of course, safety is paramount, right? We cannot have riders diving into turn 3 if they can't see. So...
Seems like we gave them maybe 5 minutes just to see what's going to happen with the sun, maybe.
Well, we've got some riders look like they were going to go around the track and some coming off the track. I do not see our track prep vehicles moving as of yet. This would be a perfect time, though.
Yeah, that would. On ne semble pas faire de maintenance de piste pour le moment. Là. On fait simplement regarder, là, s'assurer que la sécurité des pilotes est là, même avec le soleil à cette hauteur. Évidemment, c'est une question de sécurité. À chaque fois qu'on envoie des pilotes sur un circuit, sachez-le. Donc, on veut s'assurer que tous les pilotes sont en mesure de rentrer dans chaque virage et de s'assurer de savoir qui est devant eux et de les voir, bien évidemment, afin d'éviter les accrochages, les accidents et tout ce qui peut en découler, sachez-le. Alors, on semble avoir donné un petit signal là, de 5 minutes à nos pilotes DTX experts afin de justement pouvoir regarder le tout du côté des officiels.
So we see our experts have pulled over into staging there once again. I still do not see any movement from the track maintenance vehicles. As I said, this would be a great time to do it. It was on our schedule.
Yep.
Okay, there we go. We finally got movement from track prep. So we're going to throw down some water, do a drag. We're going to let the sun drop down a bit, hopefully behind the tops of those trees, and get underway again. And we really hope fans at home are loving the show we're giving you from Trois, Rivières.
Si vous traversez la piste en ce moment, sachez qu'il y a des camions de maintenance qui s'en viennent. Soyez alertes.
Welcome back to Trois Rivières. We're just finishing up some track prep, and we were going to let that sun go down a little bit. We have a different vantage point, obviously, here, Tanya. We're talking about perhaps the sun isn't down far enough, but as we look down that back straightaway, it is all under shadows now, so it may be okay for the riders. And I would like to say thank you to you for joining me. This is the second time now, and you know, my command of the language français is not so great.
It is good. It is good.
So it's great having you up here because you totally bilingual, obviously, and we go back and forth quite well in English, and then you kill it in French. So thank you very much for joining me tonight.
Well, thanks to you. It is a pleasure every time. Deuxième fois que nous avons l'opportunité, Todd et moi, d'animer ensemble le flat track ici du côté de Trois-Rivières. Encore une fois, c'est un plaisir de vous accueillir du côté de l'Hippodrome afin d'avoir cet événement hors pair. On se posait la question, Todd et moi, si le soleil aveuglait encore les pilotes sur la piste, mais je crois que c'est vraiment juste nous. Todd, I think we're the only one being blind right now. So there's no problem for that. Pendant qu'on continue à faire un petit peu là, de maintenance sur le circuit afin de s'assurer que la piste est adéquate pour nos pilotes de DTX Expert, qui est la prochaine catégorie à prendre d'assaut le circuit de Trois-Rivières. Je vais remercier encore une fois de plus les commanditaires pour cet événement parce que sans eux, ça ne serait pas un événement possible, sachez-le. Donc, Canadian Kawasaki Motors, Moto Vanier, Morin Sport et VR, le nouveau centre de moto à Trois-Rivières en Mauricie, Flat Track Canada, Dofralex, ADF Diesel, Turbo Expert, Déneigement Trois-Rivières, chez Gérard Patate Frites Saint-Joseph-du-Lac, Énergie 102.3, Hardcore Cycle, l'Hebdo Journal, Menuiserie Pouliot et un énorme merci à nos travailleurs et bénévoles tout autour du circuit ainsi qu'à Flat Track Québec pour l'organisation de l'événement. Je crois qu'ils ont fait tout en leur pouvoir pour vous offrir un excellent spectacle. Alors, si vous pouvez donner une petite main d'applaudissement aux organisateurs, ça serait grandement apprécié.
So just breaking news here, Tanya. My wife just sent me a text. Boyd Dedman, that rookie expert, unable to make this race. Remember, we saw him earlier looking down at the bike, something wrong. Apparently, some dirt got past that air filter, and things aren't looking good, and he can't find a bike to borrow. So that is very unfortunate for the number 13 rookie. And great time to mention, of course, awesome to have Fans Choice on board. And I know Ashley Robinson is part of that, so thank you, Ashley. And thanks to Hills Productions back in Burlington for taking care of us. Rob Hill and the gang doing a great job as usual, I hope. I mean, the good thing is nobody can see me, but hopefully we sound
because
okay.
We're doing some weird stuff in here, let me tell you guys.
So we're going to give these riders a lap to check the track out. I think, judging by the shadows, vision should be okay now. And we'll watch, I guess Pouliot will watch his reaction when he gets to the line because he was the one that told him about the sun. But as I said, bad news for Boyd Dedman. And it's funny, sometimes you get up into the pro ranks, the expert ranks, and it's a little tougher to borrow a bike.
Yeah.
When money's on the line, sometimes, just sometimes, you don't want to hand your buddy a bike to beat you.
No, there you go. Alors, on voit les pilotes de DTX Expert faire un petit tour, là, savoir si le circuit est bien correct et bien évidemment s'ils ne sont plus aveuglés à la sortie du virage 2 et à l'entrée du virage 3. On veut s'assurer de la sécurité de nos pilotes pendant qu'on les voit prendre place sur la ligne de départ. Sur la première ligne, Dave Pouliot qui devrait nous donner un excellent spectacle parce qu'il l'a fait toute la journée à côté de Dustin Brown, bien évidemment le champion canadien en titre. autres. Donc, c'est l'homme à battre, je vous dirais. Par la suite, on a le 90 de Brandon Newman qui, lui aussi, nous a donné de belles séances tout au long de la journée. Et la 11 T. Taya Little, qui est une autre demoiselle à garder sous la loupe, sachez-le, parce qu'elle a réussi à chauffer les arrières à beaucoup de gens depuis ce matin.
So Pouliot gets first gate pick. He comes way up to the top, and of course he won that heat race from row 2. He got caught jumping the start. He talked to me down there, and he said, I didn't think I did, but a couple different people told me. So he didn't believe the first person, but after 3 told him, he believed him. So don't count out Pouliot, of course. Brown has that number 1 plate on his bike for a reason. Pickles had a good night on that 61B. And how cool is it that rookie Taya Little's in the front row, joining Brandon Newman there as well.
Un de ceux que vous devez regarder aussi, évidemment, c'est le 24 de Fred Duchesneau. On a eu des complications sur les départs un peu plus tôt, mais maintenant, tout se joue pour le DTX Expert.
Dustin Brown's going to lead him into turn 1. Taya Little gets a great start. Here comes Pouliot around the outside of 1 and 2. Pouliot's going to be way up by that fence, I think. No, he's mid-corner on the exit of 2. He sets off in charge of that number 1 Honda right there in front of him.
Oh, on y va à l'intérieur là, du virage numéro 3. Le numéro m'échappe, mais on est très, très bas dans le virage 4. C'est Taya Little qui tente d'aller chercher le maximum de vitesse tout juste derrière Pouliot.
Taya Little now being passed by her uncle Tyler Seguin, or is she? Taya Little answers right back on the exit of 2. Good on you, young lady.
Dave Pouliot rendu en 2e position dans le virage 3. On se rapproche bien évidemment de Dustin Brown. C'est l'homme à battre présentement.
So Dustin Brown actually checking out now. And we've all of a sudden, is that Freddie DeChesno up to 3rd? So DeChesno, all kinds of problems in his heat race, had to start at the back here, and he's up into 3rd place. And he is running smooth and fast right now, Tanya.
Ah ouais, Duchesneau parti de la 2e ligne au départ et il est présentement 3e. Je vous avais dit de le garder à l'œil. C'est le pilote qui a eu un petit peu plus de complications avec ses départs durant les heats qualificatifs. Mais clairement, présentement, ça se sert bien. Il est en belle position, tout juste derrière Pouliot. Pouliot qui est très, très haut dans le virage 2. On va redescendre un peu pour ensuite aller chercher la ligne droite en arrière. Pickle aussi qui va se faire chauffer les arrières dans quelques instants.
Pouliot now closing that gap. Pickle having a great run back there in 4th on that borrowed machine. But Pouliot was closing the gap. But all of a sudden, Pouliot's got company. DeChesno is right there. Fast Freddy looking to make a move on Davey Pouliot. Pouliot way up at the top by the hay bales. Going to chop down to the bottom. Look for that drive off that banking. Head off after Brown once again as they head to 3. Much different lines being used by our top 2 riders here.
On est sur une finale de 12 tours. C'est présentement notre plus grosse finale depuis le début de la soirée. Duchesneau qui se rapproche de Pouliot pour la 2e position. On n'a pas dit notre dernier mot du côté de Duchesneau. Brandon Newman qui se trouve en 4e place, lui améliore ses temps, qui est bien évidemment suivi de près par Pickle.
Pickle now, I believe, has been passed by Brandon Newman, who just happens to be the guy he borrowed a bike from. So Newman having a good day, and I love to see that because that young guy out of New York comes to visit us quite often. Halfway flags in the air. Brown now with a pretty good gap on Pouliot. Pouliot had closed it up at one point, and DeChesno was right on Pouliot's butt just a lap ago, and now Pouliot possibly safely in 2nd for now.
Ouais, Pouliot qui a réussi à rattraper là, ce petit écart qu'il y avait pour lui de son côté, mais ça semble être chose faite présentement. Dustin Brown, toujours bien installé en première place.
Tyler Seguin back there in 6th, just ahead of his niece, Taya Little. And Pickle trying to keep up with Newman there, just losing out a bit on that top speed, I think. Pickle, I think, possibly got a couple pounds on Newman, and that hurts on these long straightaways. Top 3 spreading out. Man on the move right now might be Newman. It seems like Newman is clawing his way a little bit closer to that 3rd place machine, the number 24, DeChesno, just ahead of him. I see you're keeping an eye on timing and scoring there. But, yeah, Newman now within about 10 bike lengths as they head into 3.
Ouais, Duchesneau là, qui semble perdre un petit peu en vitesse et c'est Newman derrière en 4e position qui lui en gagne. Est-ce qu'on sera capable de conserver cette 3e place du côté de Duchesneau pendant que Newman lui se joint derrière de plus en plus?
Newman edges ever closer. Pouliot now getting closer to Brown as well. I took a quick glance. I think Pouliot right now has the fastest lap of the race. 2 laps to go, Tanya.
Il reste seulement 2 tours à cette finale DTX Expert. Et c'est Dave Pouliot qui se rapproche de Dustin Brown. S'il ne fait pas quelque chose dans les prochains virages, eh bien, ça sera bien évidemment le dernier tour.
Well,
Pouliot qui se rapproche, là.
He's got a bunch of ground to make up in 1 lap. I don't think he can do it.
I don't think either.
Brown is running well here. I'm not sure Newman's going to check or catch Duchesneau either, but our top 4 putting in a great ride here. Pouliot tucking down as low as he can get. Brown's just got to keep it in line here through 3 and 4.
Oh, Newman qui se rapproche pour la 3e position, mais je suis pas certaine qu'on a assez de temps afin d'aller chercher la 3e place. Newman qui y va par l'extérieur.
Oh, big wheelie by Dustin Brown, finishing in style. Newman! Oh, Newman within about 3 bike lengths at the end. Oh, he takes out a couple of those poo noodles on the way up to the top of the track on the cool-down lap. But my apologies to Freddie on the 24 there. We weren't watching him come from the back of the pack until about mid-race.
Yep.
We realized all of a sudden he was in 3rd place. So he must have got an absolute flyer of a start. But Dustin Brown, textbook win there. Get the whole shot, take off, and get your competition chasing you.
There you go. Le vainqueur de Expert DTX, Dustin Brown, mesdames, messieurs.
Sounds like there's a lot of Dustin Brown fans here. And again, a good time to point out as Kurt Beeger, Canadian Motorcycle Hall of Famer, hops on the back. He owns that bike. Anybody who's a Dustin Brown fan, if you look behind you, we're selling Flat Track Canada shirts that have his picture on the front. So
Ouais, pour tous ceux que ça intéresse, Flat Truck Canada a des t-shirts à vendre avec justement Dustin Brown sur le chandail. Ça se trouve à être sur la terrasse, pas très loin de l'entrée. Sachez-le, je crois que c'est 20 ou 25 $. On nous a malheureusement pas mentionné le prix, mais sachez qu'il en reste, donc vous pouvez y aller dès maintenant. Dustin Brown, mesdames, messieurs. Vous les entendez, la prochaine catégorie, c'est VTT Pro 4 temps. Une finale de 10 tours qui s'amène sur la piste.
So this would be, I believe, Tanya, our pro ATV class, which is different than our expert class here tonight. Those are 2 different animals, I believe, right?
Yeah, let's remember that, because we made the mistake earlier.
I believe I made the mistake, and you unfortunately followed my mistake. But, yeah, again, when there's 78 of these, it's a little confusing trying to split them all up.
Yeah, definitely. And some of them just run two categories at the same time during the day, so... Plusieurs pilotes sur la ligne, la première ligne. 6 pilotes exactement. Vous les voyez d'ailleurs, les 2 lignes pleines.
Currently, I see we have 12 pilots, we would call them here, lined up. Probably way cooler to say you're a pilot than a racer. See what number Sarah holds up. Looks like we are going to have a 10-lap final. VTT Pro. I believe that was the 122 grabbing the early lead. We're going to let this one sort itself out for a lap and try and catch up. Not the easiest numbers to pick out. Side-by-side battle now going into turn 3 for that lead.
Oh, on arrive au virage numéro 4. Là, on est quasiment côte à côte pour la position de tête. On va voir. C'est Raphaël Barrette suivi de Jérémy Pichette présentement qui sont les deux meneurs. Pas très loin derrière, David Sylvestre est en 3e position. Mais sachez qu'on n'a pas tout dit. On suit de très très près présentement dans la catégorie Pro 4 temps.
You can see the dust that's already being kicked up by these guys. We just had our water trucks out there. The sun has gone down for the most part, but when we've got 12 of these big four-wheeled machines, this is what happens.
Oui, Barrette là, qui va vraiment agressivement dans les virages. Oh, Pichette qui s'en vient côte à côte sur la ligne droite en arrière. C'est le pilote dont on vous parlait tout au long de la journée qui s'accroupit le plus possible sur son bolide. On arrive au virage numéro 4, côte à côte encore une fois.
What a drag race those two had down that back straightaway. Oh, looking up the inside.
Pichette qui tente l'intérieur. Barrette qui... lui va protéger son extérieur ici même sur la ligne droite. On arrive au virage numéro 4. Wow, Todd, what a fight.
Yeah, they are going at it tooth and nail. It's like they're fighting over the last pork chop on the supper table right now, Tanya. 3 of them now involved in this battle as we complete, I believe, lap 4.
Ouais, David Sylvestre qui lui aussi s'est dit hey, je veux être de la partie si on se bat pour la position de tête. Et on n'est pas très loin derrière présentement du côté de Sylvestre non plus. Pichette qui se couche complètement sur son VTT afin d'aller chercher le plus d'adhérence et d'aérodynamisme possible.
So pretty good battle going on at the front. 3 of them trying to be involved. Barrette still holding onto the lead, but Pichet is right there. Jeez. Just gets that front end chopped off. I think the angle just isn't working. He's going so far to the inside. He loses that mid-corner speed we talked about earlier with one of our other riders. And I think it's costing him. I think if he moved up the track just a little bit, again, easy to say from here, but I think he's got to ride that middle a little bit more than the bottom on the entrance, maybe.
Oh, Sylvestre qui se rapproche de Pichette pour la position en 2e place. On devrait avoir une bataille à 3 et possiblement même à 4 dans quelques instants pendant qu'on observe les préposés au départ sortir quelques drapeaux. Là, je ne sais pas si on va leur mentionner que s'il reste simplement quelques tours, c'était une finale de 10 tours, il reste encore 4 tours.
Look at this battle now for a second. We've had that challenge for the lead, and all of a sudden our third place rider, Sylvester makes that move into second. Does he have anything for our leader? Is Barrette now getting a challenge from somebody else? Look at Sylvester, shot out of a cannon off of turn 2.
Qui prend les devants sur le meneur de cette épreuve, qui est Raphaël Barrette depuis le tout début à l'intérieur du virage 4. C'est fait, on a un nouveau meneur, David Sylvestre, avec 2 tours à faire seulement à cette finale.
So just under 2 laps to go, and I don't know if the 27 machine was playing possum back there, but all of a sudden he went from 3rd to 1st in about half a lap, and now looking to check out as that challenge shapes up for second once again.
Raphaël Barrette qui a pas dit son dernier mot pendant qu'on montre le drapeau blanc pour le dernier tour. Barrette pas très loin derrière Sylvestre. On y va dans le virage numéro 1. On tente l'intérieur du côté de Barrette. On arrive dans le virage numéro 2, côte à côte. On va arriver à la ligne droite derrière. Est-ce qu'on sera en mesure de faire un dépassement dans les prochains virages? Barrette semble manquer peut-être un petit peu là, de vitesse sur Sylvestre. Sylvestre qui sort du 4, toujours premier.
down to the line. It's going to be Sylvestre takes the victory over Barrette. You know what? When Barrette on that final entrance into 1 and 2, I can't believe he carried the speed he did down at the bottom of the track. I thought for sure that he would have to let off a little bit, but man, what a race. And Sylvestre, as I said, perhaps playing possum or just all of a sudden things clicked. But with a few laps to go, he went from third to first and takes the victory here tonight in Trois, Rivières.
Oui, Raphaël Barrette qui est allé vraiment à pleine vitesse dans le virage numéro 1. Malheureusement, on savait que ça allait peut-être pas tenir jusqu'au fond à cette vitesse-là. Et c'est David Sylvestre qui est le grand vainqueur de cette épreuve VTT Pro 4 temps. Attention, attention, on nous mentionne qu'il y a un Toyota Camry rouge immatriculé Nouveau-Brunswick qui bloque l'entrée de plusieurs. Alors, la plaque est le JFB 177. S'il vous plaît, vous devez déplacer votre véhicule. Attention, attention, there's a car blocking the way at the entrance. It's a red Toyota Camry from New Brunswick. The plate number is JFB 177. Please, you need to move your car immediately.
Just watching Marc-Andre Paget, every time one of these riders comes in, he treats it like it's his own son. I love it, man. You keep the love going down there, my friend. Hey, fantastic job here this week, too, by the way. Thanks to you and Aaron for allowing us to watch this spectacular show.
David Sylvestre, vainqueur de cette catégorie Pro 4 temps VTT. Raphaël Barrette en deuxième position et Jérémy Pichette.
Welcome back to Trois Rivières. Just going to get our 85cc final underway, Tanya. Some names to watch not only tonight, but for the future. This is the future of our sport right here. Oh, we got contact between the number 12 and the number 11. I believe that was Cote getting into the side of Jordan Bulak. Everybody stays upright. That's good news.
Alors, petit contact là, au départ de cette finale 85cc. Les officiels ne semblent pas pénaliser ou reprendre le départ à ce moment-ci. Donc, bonne nouvelle, on va laisser les pilotes courser pendant que vous regardez justement la relève de ce sport motorisé, sachez-le. Et c'est le 12 de Riley Jordan Bulak qui prend les devants selon le timing. On va s'assurer que le tout est bon et puis on sera en mesure de vous donner vraiment les bonnes positions par la suite.
Yeah, we'll try and get a grip on what's going on here, Tanya, because our timing and scoring is jumping all over the place. The numbers weren't matching what we were seeing, but we'll try and figure it out this lap as our leaders, first and second, exit turn 2. That should be the 12X. I believe is Nadeau is our leader. Then it's going to be Racine on the 23, followed by the 12 of Cote, I believe is where we're at. And we got a challenge now.
Oh,
we've got Racine looking to make his way around the outside of Nadeau as they went onto that back straight.
Pendant qu'on a une petite complication justement pour Jordan Bulak sur la ligne droite ici même devant la ligne départ arrivée. Nadeau toujours très rapide.
We mentioned it earlier, Tanya, if the crowd could just watch our leader there as he gets onto that back straightaway. That butt of his goes right back on that rear fender, and that gets that traction down to the ground. He gets the weight over that rear tire, digs in and propels him forward.
Ouais, vous pouvez voir le meneur avoir une excellente position sur sa moto, justement sur les lignes droites. Oh, on semble avoir une petite faiblesse du 234. On a rattrapé, on a rattrapé les meneurs là, pas les meneurs, pardon, on a rattrapé les retardataires sur la piste avec nos meneurs justement.
1.5 laps to go for our leader. That battle for the lead seems to have disappeared. Not sure what's happened to timing and scoring. All of a sudden we have Caleb Hunt out front. I don't believe that's where we're at. I believe Nadeau is still our leader.
Dernier tour du côté de Nadeau.
Should be, I believe, Nadeau, Racine, and then Cote. There would be Caleb Hunt right there on the 58 machine going by. Having a great run, but I don't think we're ready to give him the lead quite yet.
I don't think either.
So out of corner 4 for the final time. Do we have a challenge here? Racine now looking up the inside. Racine trying to get that power to the ground. Racine takes it in the last 10 feet. Gets past.
Racine, sur le dernier tour, sur la ligne droite, réussit à prendre cette victoire pour la catégorie 85cc, tout juste devant le 12X de Loïc Nadeau et le 12 de Riley Côté.
Man, Nadeau must be heartbroken at this point.
Yeah, definitely.
It looked like he had things well in hand with about 2 laps to go, and Racine just kind of picked his way through some traffic there and made it work for him. And, yeah, just about between the first starting row there and the start-finish line, he slipped past. So excellent job by Mr. Racine to hunt down his prey, if you want to say, and take that victory. Fantastic racing here for this this crowd. And again, these are the names that 5-6 years from now, you're going to be over in those pits getting their autographs at the end of the night.
Ah ouais, encore une fois, comme on le mentionne, c'est le futur de notre sport dans la catégorie 85cc pendant qu'on reçoit le 23 de Matteo Racine.
Sounds like he's got a few fans here as well. That's good to hear. And of course, that Racine name is not new to flat track in Canada. I've heard that name for a little while, I think.
Yep.
I believe up next, Tanya, we should have our VTT class with the 6 to 10-year-olds. Is it that one or the one after that where we started with 4 riders in the heat race, and by the time we were done, we only had 1 left?
I think it's that one.
Yeah, so we'll see how this works out. Is Mr. Racine, give him another good round of applause, folks. Fantastic job saving that move till the very last second and getting the job done on that 23 machine. Probably some pretty nice hardware down there for him, courtesy of Flat Track Canada and Flat Track Quebec, I assume. Timing and scoring once again showing Caleb Hunt as the winner.
He wants Hunt to win.
Yeah. Maybe I'll take a picture of that and show him later. He can file a protest.
Pendant qu'on voit les VTT 6-10 ans s'amener sur la piste, la ligne de départ.
Are we running, possibly running these 2 classes together here? Is that what's happening?
I think we are. Yeah. I think we are.
We're playing the let's keep the announcers guessing game. So we'll see how timing and scoring works this one out once again. Actually, you know what? These the youngsters that they don't have transponders.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah, so we can make the whole thing up as we go here. But yeah, I believe we are going to have our VTT 6 to 10-year-olds as well as our 10 to 14-year-olds running together, judging by the numbers of riders we have out here. Some confusion right now.
On a le 29 d'Elisabeth Fortin sur la deuxième ligne. On a joint là 2 catégories pour votre information. Les 6-10 ans et les 10-14 ans VTT. Alors, on aura peut-être là 2... Yeah, I think this is what they're doing at the moment. They're doing 2 over here since they're 6 to 10, 10 to 4, and the 2 6-10 who didn't make the last cut in the qualification. But
well,
I'm not quite sure.
Well, I was believing you until they started pushing these people back. So now...
on va arrêter de donner de l'information.
Don't worry, I've done that 16 times today. So now we're going to Red Rover, we call...
Okay, I think I understand what they're doing here at the moment.
Sounds familiar. So I believe we've moved the older riders up to the front now. We're going to drop the youngsters to the back. And, well, for the younger ones, I mean, that's a carrot dangling right in front of them, right? Try and catch that group in front of them. So,
alors, ce qu'on a fait, c'est qu'on a mis les 10-14 ans à l'avant et par la suite les 6-10 ans à l'arrière. On a 2 catégories sur la piste présentement. Oh, bon départ du côté des 10-14 ans, très serré entre Elisabeth Fortin et Billy Dessureau.
So we got one of those youngsters from back in that row behind that is tucked right into that top 3 battle, if you want to say. The 3 behind a little more spread out.
Oh oui, le numéro, le pilote en 4e position qui va aller se battre avec les 10-14 ans. Là.
I think we actually had a pass. I think one of the younger ones just went past, I believe. I tried to scribble down the numbers here so we can try and... I believe that's the 221.
231. Nicolas Charrette qui se trouve présentement en 3e place derrière Elisabeth Fortin. Donc un 6-10 ans dans la catégorie 10-14 ans.
That rider back there in 3rd, coming way to the inside of the track, like almost pit entrance inside. And just trying to make that track as short as possible, I think, for going around at this point. When you don't have a whole ton of horsepower, I think you've got to use every trick you can think of to try and make your way towards the front.
C'est Gabrielle Charrette qui détient la position de tête pour le moment, suivi d'Elisabeth Fortin en 2e position et Nicolas Charrette qui se trouve en 3e place, et il semble quand même se forger une belle petite avance sur la personne qui se trouve en 4e place, qui est Billy Dessureau.
So I believe that is Gabrielle Charrette out front, is it not? On the 221, I think, as we're...
it is.
Yeah, we're going to get into lap traffic here. And in 2nd place, that's the one, Elizabeth Fortin, I believe. And then the 231... not too far behind, Nicholas Charrette.
Yep.
So we're just going by that slower rider on the exit of turn 2. I think they're going to come around and get the 1 lap to go flag. That rider once again dropping down to the inside there. Just trying to save tires, perhaps.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
It's almost time for a tire rotation on that 4-wheeler, so they're going to get everything they can out of it.
Oh, Elisabeth Fortin qui, elle, gagne en vitesse en 2e place pendant qu'on montre justement le drapeau du dernier tour à nos pilotes VTT 10-14 et 6-10 ans. Belle position pour Nicolas Charrette. Elisabeth Fortin dans le 2 qui se rapproche de notre meneur Gabrielle Charrette.
All these young riders here just giving it everything they got. I'm sure every one of these riders is using everything that particular machine they're on is able to give them at this point. I don't think there's any of them slacking, and they're only going to get on bigger and faster machines as their career goes on. And 221 taking the victory. That's Gabrielle Charrette. And back there in 2nd, I believe, was Elizabeth Fortin. And then we had the Nicholas Charrette on the 231 finishing 3rd. But that would actually be our 1st place rider from the younger group, if I'm not mistaken.
Bonne main d'applaudissements pour notre vainqueur, Gabrielle Charrette, qui s'amène dans le virage numéro 4.
So those youngsters will no doubt be picking up some pretty cool hardware to take home, possibly sleep with tonight. Oh, is that flag just tucked onto the lap, I think? Oh, there we go.
Bonne main d'applaudissements pour la catégorie 10-14 ans et 6-10 ans VTT.
We're going to take another opportunity here to get some moisture into the track and try and get rid of a few of those grooves. For any of our fans who watched the AFT race at Lima a couple weeks ago, they literally did the track after every session out there. Yeah, so. Oh, look at that. That was adorable. Wow, that is a lot of hands along that fence. Hey, that's impressive to see. I like it.
Alors, on va prendre cette opportunité pour faire une petite maintenance de piste. Et par la suite, eh bien, on aura bien évidemment d'autres catégories pour vous, entre autres 250 cc, qui est la prochaine catégorie en finale.
Welcome back to Trois, Rivières for round 2 of the 2022 Flat Track Canada National Series. And we've got Aaron Hesmer out there just doing a little bit of a track check after we had this track prep. Not a bad time again, Tanya. Maybe if you can quickly throw out those sponsors that have made this all possible here tonight. Sorry, I hate to pawn that on you, but...
Pleasure. Évidemment, un événement comme celui-là, bien, ça se produit pas tout seul. Ça prend des commanditaires hors pair et encore une fois des bénévoles et travailleurs exceptionnels. Donc, je tiens à remercier Canadian Kawasaki Motors, Moto Vanier, Morin Sport et VR, le nouveau centre à Trois-Rivières et en Mauricie, Flat Track Canada, d'offre Alex, ADF Diesel, entre autres, qui nous offre un superbe podium pour les finales de ce soir, Turbo Expert, déneigement 3R, chez Gérard Patate Frites Saint-Joseph-du-Lac, Énergie 102.3, Hardcore Cycle, l'Hebdo Journal, Menuiserie Pouliot et un énorme merci encore une fois à Flat Track Québec et nos bénévoles et travailleurs sécurité, signaleurs tout autour du circuit. Merci beaucoup et je tiens à vous remercier, vous, public qui êtes là, que ce soit à l'intérieur ou à l'extérieur sur la terrasse. Merci d'avoir répondu en si grand nombre. J'espère que vous appréciez le spectacle jusqu'à présent. Les finales continuent et ce n'est pas terminé.
Well done. I appreciate what you are saying there. Just getting word from our production truck that your mic is not working, unfortunately. So you're probably in need of batteries as we're about to... Tanya was just thanking all our sponsors again. And maybe you caught that on my mic, I'm not sure, but she's going to have to do a battery change. 250 final coming to the line. Not a bad time to point out again, once again, thanks to our corner workers, our volunteers, our security, the guys driving the trucks, the water truck, the drags, all of them. We couldn't do this without you. Thanks to Fans Choice for being involved, of course, and thanks to Hills Production back in Burlington, flipping these switches to make us sound good. So glad you could join us here tonight. We're just going to give these 250s a quick sighting lap after that track prep. And did you get your batteries changed? Are we good to go?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, good.
I did.
Did you want to do all that again? Or, well,
I think we're going to go after that one.
Yeah, we'll wait till next time. But you're getting so good at it. Sooner or later, you'll be able to do that without reading it. You're like,
there you go.
You'll be like the guys on the podium. Sorry, guys and girls on the podium. So, no, I can't read that. So, well done. I think they might have caught it on my mic. But thanks to Rob for giving us a heads up. It was time for a battery change. I've already gone through that twice.
Yeah, thanks to you guys.
So apparently we talk too much if we're going through batteries that quick. So Liam Kasky on that number 8 pulls up to the line. Jordan Bulak on the 11. The 23 machine, I believe that is Matteo Racine. 12X. God, we've seen this kid a million times, I think. That's Nadeau. Caleb Hunt out here. He's on that little 65, though, because remember, he had a problem on that 85 early on. Jamison Anders on the 46.
Wow.
Great start from Nadeau. A little bit of contact between Racine and the number 11 machine of Bulak. Oh, now Kasky right around the outside. There's a reason he started up top, I think. He knew he had a plan. He was going to ride around the top of that track. And look at the lead he has already going into turn 3, Tanya.
Yeah, it's a great battle for second position at the moment. Belle bataille pour la deuxième, troisième, quatrième place en ce moment. J'ai hâte de voir exactement de qui il s'agit dans quelques instants. Le timing semble encore avoir quelques petits problèmes techniques, mais on va trouver l'information, bien évidemment. Loïc Nadeau semble toujours en position de tête.
So a couple of Kawasaki's in tow there, back in second and third. They're trying to team up to head off after Kasky, but Kasky now is almost got that straightaway lead as this battle shapes up between Nadeau and I believe that's Racine.
Ouais, c'est Kasky. Excusez-moi, je vous ai mentionné Nadeau, mais j'avais oublié notre meneur qui a quasiment la moitié du circuit d'avance. Par la suite, c'est Racine qui a pris la deuxième position et Nadeau se trouve en troisième place pour le moment.
So Kasky through 3 and 4 once again, all alone, occupying his own slice of Quebec here right now, Tanya. He's coming up on lap traffic. This battle for second still going on. The 23 machine holding on to it right now. We see the 12X of Nadeau got that butt scooched way back, like we said, over that rear fender. Kasky now getting into lap traffic. That'll probably be it for this race, I would think, as he's going to get 2 laps to go. I don't think he'll catch the rest of this field in front of him. Lots of sparks flying from that steel shoe as he goes through 3 and 4. So this battle for second, we've still got Racine holding off Nadeau. Nadeau up at the top of the track there, trying to figure out a way to gather in those 5 or 6 bike lengths between him and that second position on the podium. But Racine doing a great job of keeping him at bay.
Et on présente le drapeau dernier tour à notre meneur, Liam Kasky.
So Kasky with just about 1 set of corners and a straightaway left here, as Racine now with a bit of a gap on Nadeau. Back there in 4th position, we've got the number 11 machine. That's Bulak. So he's having a good run as well. Or Caleb Hunt just totally underpowered on that little Yamaha 65. So Kasky takes the victory. And for those not in the know, Kasky signed by KBR a few years ago already. He is the next name that perhaps you're wanting to remember, as Racine just holds off Nadeau at the line. Kasky, one of those kids, I think that the future is very bright. He's won a lot of championships already, and he's still just a youngster going into grade 8 this year, I was told. So young Liam Kasky getting it done for KBR, Kurt Beeger Racing.
Liam Kasky qui remporte cette victoire dans le final 250 cc.
Just looking at the way our program is set up here, Tanya, if we are indeed following the schedule, Kasky's going to take this victory lap, and then he's going to have to hop on a bigger bike and come right back out here for the Open Novice Final. So, to be young and full of guts and glory, I guess. Speaking of guts and glory, that's what it says on those T-shirts they're selling down there. So anybody who hasn't bought one yet, make your way down just in front of the grandstand. I believe there's a young lady selling some Flat Track Canada T-shirts. They have a picture of Dustin Brown on the front. And I know he was buying one. He was trying to borrow some money to buy one because he hasn't won any yet tonight. So Kasky coming along with this checkered flag. I didn't even see who hopped on the back. That could be Kurt Beeger, or we'll wait and see. Try and catch this time who it is. But as I said, he's probably going to have to scoot right through those pits and go join those other bikes and get ready to go. That might be his father, Alan Caskey, on the back. Don't forget, very shortly, we'll be into the Dash for Cash. So that is our top 2 qualifiers from each of the 3 heats in Open Expert. And, of course, Steve Pouliot has thrown $2,000 into the pot for tonight. I hear discussion on the radio about the Dash for Cash, so I'm not sure, maybe to Caskey's benefit, maybe we're changing the order here. We'll see how this works out. Caskey's going up for a podium. Isn't he up now? What's that? Okay, 10-4. Good to know. Thank you. So just confirmation, Tanya, that they're going to give Liam a bit of break and they're not going to run the novice open class. We are going to go into our Dash for Cash. And again, it's keep the announcers guessing night because they did not inform us of that. But we've muffled our way through it. We see looks like a number 1 out there, so that'll be Dustin Brown coming out here.
Alors, on va y aller avec la catégorie Dash for Cash pour le moment, considérant que dans la catégorie Open Novice, bien notre vainqueur de la catégorie 250 se trouve sur le podium présentement. On va lui laisser le temps d'aller chercher sa prochaine moto, de se préparer un petit peu. Et les pilotes du Dash for Cash vont s'en venir sur la ligne départ-arrivée pour cette grande finale.
So Dustin Brown brings him to the line. Here comes that 44 of Brandon Robinson riding for Jerry Stitchfield and Roof Systems of Dallas. And we mentioned it earlier. If anybody has just joined our broadcast, that FTR, that Indian FTR 750, Brandon Robinson, of course, racing numeral number 44. That serial number happens to be number 44 as well. So that bike was actually purchased in Saskatoon, Canada. And Stitchfield told me when he found out it was serial number 44, it was a no-brainer. He just had to buy it. Here comes Dominic Bulak on that number 30 machine. No doubt there are some fans of Dominic down here looking to see him go to the front. You see Brown sitting there on that 1. Cool to see Brandon Newman here. And right now we should be waiting for Tyler and Brandon Seguin, if my memory is correct. Here comes Tyler. I have not seen Brandon yet. Again, they changed the order, and I'm not sure if that word was spread through the pits or not. I would hate to see Brandon miss this race because he was not aware of the change.
I think he's coming all the way down there.
There we go. So, cool. What a mix of bikes we have here. We have the Indian FTR 750. We have Brown on that Honda 450. Believe Brandon Seguin here will be on a Rotex. Newman, I'm not sure what that is. I cannot tell from here. That may be one of those Kawasaki twins. I'm not positive, but just a wide mixture of bikes in this Dash for Cash. Should be 4 laps. As we said, Steve Pouliot is throwing $2,000 into it. It's got to be killing Dave Pouliot to watch this. In fact, he's probably not watching this because he said he had no problem taking his dad's money. Watch for that green light. Look at the start by Brown. Bulak slides up into second and Robinson into third. Robinson's got some work to do. Around the outside, here comes Tyler Seguin. I can tell by the letters. Robinson already in the second. Yeah. And now look at the power in that Indian. Wow. So here's the thing, Tanya. In the AFT series, we have to. They have to run restrictors on those Indians this year. And while they came here, and he said we're going to run it the way it was meant to be run. So there's no restrictors in that bike. And Robinson is letting that bike sail. So Robinson out front. I believe that is Seguin knocking on the door for third, but third place doesn't matter here. All that matters is first. So Robinson, Brown, Bulak, then Tyler Seguin. Then I believe it's Brandon Seguin, followed by Brandon Newman. This is pretty good at this point, too, to get a good feel for the track because again, it's been a little while since these guys have been out here. The sun's gone down. The track shouldn't be changing too much at this point. And right now, I'm going to go out on a limb, Tanya, and say Robinson is kind of enjoying this track here.
I think he is. On vous le mentionne, là, pendant qu'on montre dernier tour à nos pilotes, eh bien, Robinson, on semble que le pilote américain aime bien le circuit de Trois-Rivières parce que tout fonctionne à merveille pour lui présentement. Ça s'est joué vraiment sur le départ là, présentement. Je crois pas qu'il soit menacé de n'importe quel type de rivalité présentement, on va se le mentionner, pendant qu'on arrive dans le virage numéro 4 et on lui donne le drapeau à damier.
So Brandon Robinson, formerly of Pennsylvania, now living in Florida, just kind of put a stomping on the field here. And for lack of a better term, I guess message sent. I think this may be a sign of what he expects to do in the final. We did see some cheers as he went by, so I think he is gaining a few more fans. And I'm sure there's a few of the fans that just think that bike's a little bit sexy, too.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Brandon Robinson qui remporte le Dash for Cash Menuiserie Pouliot.
Crowd gives him a good cheer, so Brandon Robinson is going to grab a couple thousand Canadian, which I believe works out to about $189 American, but that should help get him home anyway. Thanks to Jerry Stitchfield, his team owner, for bringing the bikes here. And I mean, there were so many people down in his pits earlier in the day checking them out. And of course, after the races, I believe fans are free to go down and talk to your favorite riders and check out the bikes. Just keep in mind that anything that's been on the track recently is going to be a little bit warm. So please ask anybody before you start touching stuff down there.
Oui, sachez que normalement, après toutes les finales, vous avez la possibilité, là, bien évidemment, d'aller voir les pilotes et d'aller voir les motos. Sachez toutefois là, que tous ceux qui sortent de piste, bien, c'est encore chaud. Hein? Donc, demandez avant de toucher, bien évidemment. Là, faites attention aussi parce que ça peut brûler. Pendant qu'on accueille Brandon Robinson.
So I talked to Mr. Robinson about a week ago in Weedsport, and so far, this is working out exactly like he was hoping it would tonight. So when I talked to him earlier in the day, he was really excited about getting out here. And then I talked to him again a couple hours ago, and he said, geez, it's been a while since we've been out, like kind of thing. But, yeah, I think he's shaking the rust off, and things seem to be going okay. So I think we're just down at the podium there doing a little bit of a presentation. And then we'll be up into, we changed the schedule slightly, we'll be up into our open novice final. First we saw Liam Kasky take the victory in the 250 class. A little bit of a breather, probably drank a quick Gatorade or something to that effect. And he'll be right back in this open novice race. And of course, we've got some other players in this race. We've got guys like Seth Little and Connor Thompson will be one to watch as well. Is it wrong that I hope they hand Brandon Robinson 1,000 toonies? Make him carry those across the border.
That would be great.
Yeah, I just want to see those in his pockets as he gets to the airport. So, yeah, good on him. Oh, Dave Pouliot was down there watching. There he is.
Yep.
On the pit bike. So, I know he probably had to scratch his name off the envelope. He told me he'd put his name on the envelope the first time I talked to him this morning. So, I like to hear that confidence. So, of course, those 6 riders we just saw on that Dash for Cash, Tanya, they've got to go back now and,
get ready.
Get that bike ready.
Yep.
Fuel, obviously, check the tires, stuff like that. I don't imagine you would be getting into any gearing changes at this point.
I don't think so.
Given the way the track has shaped up and how it's probably going to stay. But not too long from now, they will be back out here again. We have our Open Novice final left. We have the Veteran final. Our Speedway guys, we're going to see Fafard pulling wheelies, no doubt, down that straightaway. Then we have our Open Expert VTT class, the Intermediate Open, and then, of course, the big one at the end of the night, the Open Expert final.
Yep. That's going to be the biggest final, 20 laps on track tonight.
Not sure if we have a bit of a delay going or are ready to send these riders out. I think we've concluded down by the podium there. Oh, just getting word on the radio. Yeah, we're going to send the riders. That's good. Robinson back over in his pits there, making room for all those toonies. Bet you if I asked him what a toonie is, he wouldn't even know, would he?
He probably doesn't know.
I can't blame him.
Alors, vous les voyez peut-être pas, mais tous nos pilotes de la prochaine catégorie semblent être prêts à prendre le circuit dans quelques instants. On a bien évidemment procédé au podium pour le Dash for Cash pendant que le Open Novice s'amène sur le circuit.
So our Open Novice riders pulling onto the back straightaway now. They're going to come around and, of course, pick their gate choice or their starting position according to how they finished in their heat races earlier on. So I believe first pick goes to the number 22 of Alex Bulak. And got to say, once again, Tanya, that Bulak has been nailing these starts all night long. And
Yep.
I would be shocked if he does not win that drag race into turn 1 when that light goes green. He seems to be very, very good at, once he lets that clutch out, getting those arms straight and getting that body back over that rear wheel. And I have not seen that front wheel climb into the air yet. So good on that young man. Seth Little on the number 70 pulling up. He's been chasing Bulak for a few different races tonight. Here comes Leon Koski on that beautiful framer. Connor Thompson's going to slide up, and this time I believe we're okay because he's inside that line. And, we had the 33. He was thinking about it, and he caught himself because he didn't want to get grounded. So 91, Keegan Denstead, he joins the front row. Six-lap final, I believe, is the number she might have held up.
Yep, it is.
Oh, guess what?
One.
Yeah, no, but guess what? I'm not going to say any names or numbers, but I think there's a red flag being grabbed. And that shocks me because that kid, he has nailed those starts all night long. He's either been guessing really, really well, or I thought, I didn't think there was any chance he was jumping the start. I thought it would be somebody else trying to get ahead of him that may jump the start. Oh, we got bikes checking up.
We're going to show the drivers red flag. Alors, on va montrer le drapeau rouge à nos pilotes parce qu'on va devoir reprendre ce départ.
So I'm not sure if, I just saw Bulak shrug his shoulders, so I think he knows it was him at this point.
Yeah.
But now this may open the door for Seth Little on that 70 machine.
It does.
If he can get out front and that 22 machine gets caught in traffic a little bit, we'll see how this plays out. And Koski, of course, can't count that kid out as well. And Connor Thompson's going to want to be a player in this one before it's over. Grown up mostly riding the clay track in Welland, Ontario, but looking fearless here today.
Ouais, Seth Little qui avait quand même réussi là, tout au long de la journée à suivre de près Alexis Beaulac. Est-ce que c'est Beaulac qui va être pénalisé pour le départ? Ça reste à voir, on ne sait pas encore. D'ici en haut, on voit pas vraiment tout le temps. Mais bien évidemment, Seth Little, s'il continue à performer comme il a performé tout au long de la journée, ça devrait lui donner l'opportunité là, d'avoir un excellent départ et peut-être prendre cette position de tête au devant.
So it looks like Bulak's ready to ground himself to row 3. I think he can come up another row. I think these guys are all going to move up and he can come up. Looks like he's going to move right up to the top. So obviously the plan for that 22 machine is to get a good start and then scoot around the outside. Actually, you know what? He does have to go to row 3 because we had riders in row 2. That's my mistake. So he is way back there in row 3. So he's probably going to be going the fastest when they get to turn 1.
Bien hâte de voir observer le numéro 22 d'Alexis Beaulac. S'il fait un départ comme on a eu droit tout au long de la journée, regardez bien comment il arrivera dans le virage numéro 1 à pleine vitesse.
Looks like Seth Little gets a pretty good jump. Kasky trying to duck in beside him. Kasky's going to lead him into 1.
Seth Little qui tombe en 3e position, mais regardez déjà Alexis Beaulac en 4e place après être parti de la 3e ligne. On y va par l'extérieur dans le virage numéro 3. On prend sur Seth Little. On est maintenant en 3e position, pas très loin derrière la 2e place. Oh, Beaulac extrêmement rapide présentement, tout juste derrière Thompson. On y va par l'extérieur dans le virage numéro 1. Un petit peu moins rapidement présentement, mais on y va dans le virage 2 à pleine capacité sur la ligne droite au fond. Et wow, he's so fast, Todd.
He's moving pretty good. Kasky is trying to check out here because he knows what's happening behind him. We've got Bulak, Thompson, and Little trying to gather up that real estate between them and the leader. Bulak makes the move. Oh, Thompson answers right back. A little crisscross happening there, and here comes Little. Little now shuffles Bulak back. So those 3 riders, you could throw a toonie over them right now, I think, Tanya.
Oh, Little to the inside takes 2nd place. Oh, Thompson going back in.
That is Liam Kasky is missing a pretty good race right now out front. So Bulak back up to 2nd, Thompson 3rd. Little now going to try that high line. He's going to try and cut it to the bottom on the exit at 2. Finds himself back there in 4th. Kasky cannot see what's going on behind him, but with 2.5 laps left, he's got to be loving that battle that's happening right there.
Thompson qui n'a pas dit son dernier mot pendant qu'on montre qu'il reste seulement 2 tours à nos pilotes. 2 tours seulement pour cette finale. Beaulac qui a réussi à aller se forger la petite écart en 2e position après être parti de la 3e place pendant que Seth Little dans le virage numéro 2 sort en 3e position.
What a drive Little got off the middle of that corner. And just as he was getting that amazing drive, Thompson made a bit of a bobble. And that promotes Little to 3rd and shuffles Thompson back. So Bulak a distant 2nd. Kasky possibly going to go almost 2 in a row here. We had the dash in the middle, but of course he just won our 250 final. And he has turned things around in this class right here, right now.
Ouais, Kasky qui va y aller là avec 2 victoires consécutives pour cette soirée après le 250cc novice qui présentement open, justement, novice open. Kasky qui remporte cette victoire tout juste devant Beaulac et Little qui suit de très près derrière.
So great ride by Kasky and tremendous effort from Bulak to come back from row 3. Right, my mistake. I mentioned row 2. I forgot there was a couple of riders already occupying that real estate. And so great ride. And Little, of course, rounds out the podium. Little on that 2nd last lap just did a perfect corner 1-2 entry and exit, carried that speed all the way through. And at the same time, Thompson made a bit of a bobble and Little was through into a top 3.
Quel retour de la part de Beaulac après être parti de la 3e ligne. Liam Kasky, le vainqueur de la catégorie Novice Open.
Oh, look, Hall of Famer Kurt Beaker. He's going to ride the bike for this victory lap. He doesn't trust young Liam, maybe. So, or he saw the way Liam was flying into those corners, and he wants no part of that. So Kurt Beaker is in the Hall of Fame, and he is a heck of a bike builder, but he was a pretty decent rider back in his day as well. So up next, we should have our vet final.
Oui, les vétérans qui vont s'amener sur la piste dans quelques instants. Vous avez possiblement vu la plupart de ceux-ci courser dans la catégorie vintage tout à l'heure. Nous ont offert un excellent spectacle malgré le nombre d'inscrits. C'est pas le plus grand nombre, mais vétérans, on devrait avoir quand même un bon nombre de participants si on se fie à la liste des inscrits. 11 pilotes qui pourraient possiblement prendre part à cette finale.
So Alexei Bulak is a new one in the mix for us, but Seth Little and Liam Kasky for about the past 3 years have been going at it in our national series on the smaller bikes, moving all the way up. So it's cool to see that continue. And you take guys like Bulak, and it's just unfortunate that I'm guessing he cannot make the rest of our races, you know, just because of the travel involved, because obviously he's a player when push comes to shove.
Ouais, Beaulac qui a donné une excellente performance là. Et si vous êtes en train de traverser la piste présentement, ce n'est peut-être pas la meilleure idée qu'il soit. Faites attention pendant que vous traversez, s'il vous plaît, il y a des motos qui s'en viennent. Alors, on mentionnait là, justement que Beaulac ne fait pas nécessairement toute la saison de Flat Track Canada. Liam Kasky et Seth Little sont deux pilotes qui continuent de progresser course après course après course. Alexis Beaulac qui a performé d'une très belle façon ici aujourd'hui du côté du circuit de Trois-Rivières. Ça serait très intéressant de le voir pouvoir participer à plus de courses si jamais c'est possible, bien évidemment.
I'm going to throw it out there, Tanya. It's probably just a couple of years from now that I'll be buying a T-shirt that has Liam Kasky and Seth Little on the front of it.
Definitely. Alors, félicitations à nos trois vainqueurs de la catégorie Open Novice, Liam Kasky, Alexis Beaulac et bien évidemment Seth Little. Ce podium grandement mérité.
So our vet final coming to the line. The 23 machine, that's Gabriel Bulak. Oh, we got the 171 sneaking up the inside or the outside here. Did he get busted? As long as he tucks into that line, look, she's gonna. Oh, I thought she was gonna let him go, honestly, but no, he slides over. We got Rick Gumby, the grizzled veteran, is not even the correct way to. Again, racing well over 50 years. That's darn impressive right there. 391 down on the inside. That's Bentley Thistleweight. The 76 machine, let me try and focus my eyes here. Is that Marc-Andre Dupré, I believe?
Yep.
Who do we miss? 19?
We're missing the 11 of Yves Boisvert. I don't know if Yves is going to be there.
He's been in the mix all night. He should be here.
He ran the vintage earlier.
Yeah, well, they're going without him, so they must know something we don't. Oh, great start by Trudel on that 19. Thistleweight got a bit sideways, and the 19 of Trudel, I believe, is going to lead him into turn one.
Beau départ de la part de Philippe Trudel, mais ça semble être le pilote qui était juste derrière lui qui aurait possiblement pris la position de tête à la sortie du virage 2. On va pouvoir voir au passage ici devant nous dans quelques instants.
So off of turn 4 for the first time, it's going to be the 23. That's Bulak.
Gabriel Beaulac.
He got by Trudel on the exit of 2 there, basically used that back straightaway to his advantage. So Trudel shuffled back to second place. I'm trying to get my eyes on Bentley. Bentley back there pushing the field along on that. I believe he's on his twin right now in this race. So Bulak, Trudel, and then the 171 machine of Dupré. Sorry, that's not Dupré. 171 is Gagnon.
Yep.
All of our riders pretty well stretched out right now. There's Gumby charging from the back of the pack. He has made his way up to 4th. We'll see if he has time to get into a top 3. That guy never gives up. He never stops twisting that throttle. So still a comfortable lead for Bulak over Trudel. Trudel still pushing hard. You can see the front end of that machine just tucking just a little bit into that corner, but he just keeps that power on, tries to drive that bike forward.
Ouais, Bulak qui s'est forgé là, quand même une belle petite avance sur Philippe Trudel, mais Trudel qui n'a pas dit son dernier mot, force la machine là à son maximum. On travaille le devant de la moto. Alex Gagnon, toujours en 3e place présentement. On est rendu à la mi-course déjà.
So Gunby was gaining a little bit, but I think that gain has stalled at this point. He's back there in 4th place. He hasn't made up any ground lately on that 3rd place rider in front of him, Gagnon. So I think our top 3, unless something goes wrong for one of them, pretty safe at this point. Just about 2.5 laps to go for our leader. Bentley Thistlethwaite on that 391, that beautiful looking twin. Sounds so cool as well. Just doesn't seem to be able to get that power to the ground here tonight. 2 to go for our leaders.
2 tours seulement à faire pour la finale vétéran. Bulak toujours bien installé en première place.
So as Bulak's going to come around and get the white flag signaling 1 lap to go, this race is pretty well decided, I think, Tanya.
Yep.
Our riders are spread out all around the track. You almost couldn't space them better if you wanted to space them perfectly around the track at this point. So one more trip down that back straight, staring at that Ferris wheel for Bulak. Trudel still pushing hard back there in 2nd, but no way he's making up that real estate at this point.
Ouais, Bulak qui s'amène sur la ligne départ arrivée pour prendre cette victoire dans la catégorie vétéran, tout juste devant Philippe Trudel et Alex Gagnon.
So Tanya, that race was decided basically in corner 2 on the first lap. Trudel got a really good start, but Bulak played that run in between 1 and 2 perfectly. And by the time there's a nice little pop a wheelie happening on the back straightaway. But yeah, he ran that machine perfectly through 1 and 2, grabbed the lead, and never looked back. Oh, that's a pretty good puff of smoke coming out of that machine all of a sudden. Probably a good thing the race ended when it did. Like to thank him for keeping the mosquitoes at bay for our lap scorers down there. So up next, according to our schedule, would be our Speedway final.
Yep.
It's really hard to see over there
It is.
what is happening in staging between the glare we're getting from our light and the lack of light over there. And by the way, don't stare at the Ferris wheel because I was blind for about 4.5 minutes after I looked over there. It's pretty, but it's really hard to then look down at your sheets and see what's going on. Been watching these fans, and I keep saying, you know, so-and-so obviously has fans here and stuff, but as I watch this front row on the fence, they're just racing fans.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who wins. They're just impressed. They're happy. They're having a good time, and that's cool to see.
On espère que vous avez un excellent spectacle présentement pendant que Gabriel Bulak s'amène avec le drapeau de la victoire pour la catégorie vétéran.
So we do have our Speedway bikes coming out onto the track. And let's do the rundown on the Speedway bikes again, Tanya.
Yeah.
For those not in the know, watching on Fans Choice or Flat Track Live. Sorry, Facebook Live. So 500 cc's, correct? No gears, correct?
Mm-hmm.
No brakes, correct?
Correct.
No brains, correct?
There you go.
Or, no comment.
No comment.
So, no, these guys, I mentioned it before, Aaron Hesmer, the president of Flat Track Canada, a multi-time Canadian Speedway champion. And he used to run that Speedway bike with about 3 pounds of air pressure in the back tire. And there's pictures of him going through the corners in Welland where the back tire looks like a nest.
Oof.
The only thing keeping it on the rim is all the drywall screws that you've put in to hold it to the rim. But these guys, I don't care if, what do we have? I think we have 5 of them, right?
Yep.
I don't care if you're the first guy to cross the line or the last guy to cross the line. These guys all impress me. I've tried a couple Speedway races, and I did not look like that when I went around the track.
Et il faut se rappeler aussi de garder un œil sur Nicolas Fafard, le numéro 9, parce que c'est celui qui nous a offert tout un spectacle tout au long de la journée, parfois seulement sur une seule roue pendant qu'il arrive sur la ligne départ-arrivée. Vous voyez Sean Ford aussi, là, présentement, la roue arrière roule. Ça n'a pas de bon sens. Donc, comme le mentionnait Todd, Speedway, c'est 500 cc, pas de boîte de vitesse, pas de break et parfois pas de cerveau.
We're underway, and it's the 51 machine. That's Carnigan grabbing the early lead, but to no surprise, here comes, I believe, that is probably Mr. Fafard going to make his way past. And there we go. The front wheel is just starting to come up in the air.
Ouais, regardez le 9 de Nicolas Fafard. Déjà, vous allez voir, ça commence à décoller extrêmement rapidement de son côté. On va arriver sur la ligne départ, arriver sur une seule roue.
He just carried that front wheel basically the whole length of the straightaway, dropped it down just in time to duck into that corner. I think he probably could have carried that to Montreal if he felt like it. But sorry, I guess that way would be New York, or is that what's over there?
That would be Quebec.
Really? God, I don't know where I am. But man, impressive. Watch, he's going to do it again. There's no doubt.
Yep.
He actually, that front wheel was in the air as he came out of the corner that time.
Ouais, Nicolas Fafard qui arrive une fois de plus sur la ligne départ arrivé sur une seule roue. Pendant qu'on voit là, nos préposés au départ déjà préparer le drapeau qui indiquera à nos pilotes qu'il nous reste possiblement là, un tour à faire.
One lap to go for our leader Fafard, and once again he's going to treat the fans to a pretty good show. I didn't even catch who was in second. I see Ford there in third.
Jonathan Côté qui est présentement deuxième sur la moto numéro 11 et c'est Sean Ford qui est en troisième place pour le moment.
So here comes Fafard out of turn 4. Once again, give him a big hand as he comes to this checkered flag,
ouais,
ladies and gentlemen.
Nicolas Fafard!
Yeah, that's pretty badass, I guess. If you just walked in here off the street for whatever reason, you look at these strange-looking machines, and you see this crazy dude going down the straightaway at probably upwards of 80 miles an hour on that back wheel, you were thinking, what the heck have I just walked into?
Do not do this at home.
Fair. So, as I said, all of these riders, I don't care if you got first or fifth, what they're doing is impressive. Speedway, of course, huge over in Europe. Was big in Canada at one point,
yeah.
and it's started to die out, so it's pretty cool to see it again. We had a few of them at Welland for our first national, actually, as well, and a couple of them are guys I have not seen on Speedway bikes in like 8 to 10 years. So, you know, they've still got them probably sitting on the coffee table at home, and they carry it out, throw it in their lunchbox, and they bring it to the track.
Nicolas Fafard, vainqueur de la catégorie Speedway. Pendant qu'on accueille Jonathan Côté qui arrive jusqu'au podium. Alors, pendant qu'on procède au podium de la catégorie Speedway, on accueille les VTT sur la piste. Donc, faites attention si vous traversez celle-ci présentement.
So it looks like we are going to bypass the track prep.
Yep.
And we are going right into our VTT Open Expert Final. This is the one where you'll see Peter Grisson.
Yeah.
And for those of you who were not here earlier, that number one machine, he's come from way down Windsor Way. That machine has a Yamaha R1 motor in it. So please hide the women, hide the children, because this is about to get noisy and nasty, but it's going to be a hell of a show.
Oh oui, le numéro 1 de Peter Grisson que vous voyez sur la grille de départ. Eh bien, sous ce petit bolide se trouve un moteur Yamaha R1 1000cc. Alors, attachez votre tuque parce que vous allez entendre du bruit dans quelques instants pendant qu'on voit là, clairement certains fans ici dans les puits. Le chest à l'air. Oh, c'est marqué Arsène!
Yeah.
C'est les fans d'Arsène!
Wow, somebody's got some fans, eh?
C'est Sylvain Arsenault!
They just couldn't get enough to spell the rest of the name.
There you go!
Yeah.
Alors, on applaudit les fans de Sylvain Arsène sur la première ligne, le 56, pilote à surveiller d'ailleurs.
I can't really tell from here, but I don't know if our camera is catching those guys from here. It looks like trim-clad rust paint. I don't think that's coming off easily. So they are pumped up. And what number is our friend Arsenault again?
56, right over here on the first line.
Yeah, he's going to try and give...
He's the VTT guy in Quebec.
He is.
If you want to race a VTT here, you need to call this guy.
Yeah, you need to call him, you need to follow him, and then you need to pass him. Oh, we got contact. And Grisson uses that R1 power, jumps into the lead. We're going to hear that bike open up, machine open up down that back straightaway a little bit.
Vous allez entendre au prochain passage justement le bolide de Peter Grisson, un Yamaha R1 1000cc, mais Sylvain Arsenault n'a pas dit son dernier mot sur le 56 en deuxième position pour le moment.
There isn't one fan on the fence who was not pumping his fist as Grisson went by there. They were loving it. I think it peeled the shirt off a couple of them, but they were loving it. So Grisson now
Jérémy Pichette en
dives into turn
troisième
three.
place. Ce pilote qui est extrêmement flexible se cache sur son VTT.
Yes. Okay, now the ladies are backing away from the fence, and the guys are still pumping their fists. Grisson continuing to lead. Our friend Arsenault is safely in second, I think. His cheering squad here has slowed down a little bit. They weren't expecting the Grisson thing at all, I don't think.
On va avoir peut-être là une petite compétition pour la 3e, 4e et 5e place dans quelques instants.
Arsenault in second, Pichet in third. Then it's Tommy Boisvert, followed by Silvestre. So, it's getting dusty down there.
Yeah.
We got a battle shaping up for that fourth position. That should be Boisvert and Silvestre. Silvestre? How do you want to say it?
Sylvestre.
Sylvestre?
Yep. Tommy Boisvert et justement David Sylvestre qui se livre cette bataille pour la 4e position et le top 5. Sylvestre à l'intérieur sur le virage numéro 2. Est-ce qu'on va tenter d'être côte à côte au virage numéro 3? Sylvestre à l'intérieur. À l'entrée du virage 3, c'est chose faite. On a pris la 4e position pendant que Grisson, lui, de son côté, toujours bien installé en première place, fait un temps de 26,079.
So Peter Grisson at this point, checking timing and scoring, is about half a second slower than he was earlier on in his heat race. And again, I don't know if he's chosen to ride that way or if it's track conditions or it's motor conservation, but he seems to have things well in hand. Arsenault certainly has not given up, and he's trying to gather up that real estate. His cheering squad here all waving their shirts.
Oui, Peter Grisson qu'on voit là, justement ralentir. Est-ce qu'on aurait peut-être un problème mécanique de son côté? Je ne sais pas, mais on est de plus en plus lent. I don't know if Peter has a problem at the moment, but he's way slower than he was.
Yeah,
and Arsene is getting back on him.
Yeah, you are correct, and Geez, I hope after making that 12 or 13-hour drive to get here today, he doesn't have a problem. We may have to watch Arsenault's fan here because look at the dust. They are just, they're going to be brushing their teeth for about 4.5 days after this race, I think, Tanya.
Yep.
So Grisson still holding on to that lead, but you are correct. Arsenault is closing that gap a little. Is Grisson playing with him, do you figure?
I don't know. Arsenault qui se rapproche là, de Grisson tour après tour. Il nous reste quand même 4 tours à faire à cette finale.
So it's funny to watch because as Grisson goes by, the whole front straightaway pumps their fist, and as Arsenault goes by, the guys on the other side of the track are pumping their fist.
Oh, Grisson, je crois qu'on a un petit problème là, de son côté. Extrêmement rapide sur la ligne droite du côté de Grisson, mais c'est lorsqu'on arrive dans les virages, Arsenault rejoint là, de façon considérable le meneur de l'épreuve. Reste seulement 2 tours à celle-ci.
So 2 laps, or less than 2 laps to go for our leader, Grisson. Arsenault back there just getting sandblasted at this point. And Grisson, you're right, he has slowed down, but I think he's just keeping things well at hand. He does not want to grenade that big motor. Battle shaping up for third here, Tanya.
Oh. Jérémy Pichette et David Sylvestre qui vont se livrer. Petite bataille sur ce dernier tour.
Wow.
Sylvestre qui est allé toucher une nouille en bordure de piste.
So that race is not over, but they've got half a lap to sort it out.
Qui se pointe le bout du nez au virage numéro 4.
Put your hands together for the number 1 machine out of Tilbury, Peter Grisson.
Et Jérémy Pichette qui réussit à conserver cette 3e position dans la catégorie VTT Open Expert.
So Grisson, I think, gaining a whole legion of fans down here along this fence. And I was watching Arsenault's guy, and I know you don't believe me, but I was reading lips, and they said, we're taking up a collection. We're buying an R1 motor for that guy.
Good.
But no, impressive ride by Arsenault there in second. A little outgunned, obviously, but man, did he ride the wheels off that thing.
Beau travail du côté de Sylvain Arsenault sur la piste pour cette finale. Peter Grisson avec 1000 cc, assez difficile à aller battre comme ça, mais Sylvain Arsenault s'est rapproché de lui considérablement là, tout au long de l'épreuve. Une belle 2e position, franchement bien méritée.
I'm not sure where Mr. Grisson went. He ducked into the pits. I don't know if he was picking up a passenger.
Et voilà Sylvain Arsenault qui arrive pendant que son fan club s'est rhabillé.
Arsenault pulls up. He's obviously got a whole bunch of fans. Our third place rider, I believe that's Pichette. He's there. We do not have our race winner, Peter Grisson. And you know what? Maybe you nailed it, Tanya. Maybe something was going wrong with that bike, and he just went over and parked it. He doesn't want to.
I think that's what happened because he's running down here.
I've never seen Peter Grisson run. Where?
Is he the guy running over here?
Yeah. That's,
ouais, Peter Grisson est malheureusement sorti de piste. Là, je crois on avait vraiment là, une complication avec le VTT. On l'a laissé à la sortie, à l'entrée, en fait, de la ligne des paddocks. Et on s'est tenu à pied jusqu'au podium. Alors, je crois que si on avait encore là, quelques tours du côté de Sylvain Arsenault, possiblement qu'on aurait eu une belle bataille pour la première place.
So there's Peter Grisson, folks, in the white with the helmet sort of on his head. Let him hear you now cheer for him and that big beast he brought here to play in Quebec here tonight.
Félicitations à Peter Grisson pour cette victoire.
Peter, you have to run around the track now with it. Run a lap, please.
Et le fan club d'Arsenault qui se fait prendre en photo. Sylvain Arsenault, on demanderait de tasser votre VTT, s'il vous plaît. Sylvain Arsenault, tassez le VTT, s'il vous plaît.
So our open intermediate class coming to the line, Tanya, second last race of the night.
Yep.
And here's the young lady we've talked about all night, Dylan Bix.
That girl.
Yeah, she's been running well. Kevin Pouliot pulling up second pick beside her. We got to go back to our DTX race earlier on, though. It was Dan Durand who took the victory. And Adrian Saint-Amand, yeah, he's a rookie in this class. But, man, he is not shy out there, is he?
No. Alors, les 4 pilotes qui sont le plus vers la terrasse, la 11 de Dylan Bix, le 10 de Kevin Pouliot, le 94 d'Adrien Saint-Amand et le 31 de Fred Dondurant, tout à l'heure, nous ont livré toute une finale dans la catégorie. Alors, on se trouve présentement dans l'intermédiaire Open. Tout à l'heure, c'était intermédiaire DTX. Je vous le dis, si c'est comme tout à l'heure, on va avoir tout un spectacle.
We got Logan Wilson down there on the inside on that number 290 machine, 171. I'm not sure if you mentioned him, Alex Gagnon. And, man, there is 4 or 5 riders, and this is why I love this intermediate class. There is always 4 or 5 riders in the mix. Try and figure out who we're waiting for here. I'm way behind on my sheets. I guess we're getting ready to go.
On y va avec une finale de 12 tours.
I think Dan Duran looking to go 2 for 2. Sorry.
On n'aimera pas personne ici, mais...
Yeah, I wasn't going to mention names, was I? But
le rouge se fait sentir.
I think we may see the number 31 machine go back a couple of rows here, unfortunately.
Ouais, malheureusement.
Yeah, I'm glad they caught on. They saw all the waving yellows. They realize now we're going red. Oh, well, almost all of us did, I guess.
On va devoir reprendre ce départ parce que, bon, vous l'aurez deviné, ouais, on mentionne à Dandurand, tu vas partir dans l'arrière, mon cher. On a volé le départ du côté du 31.
So, yeah, we do see the number 31 of Felix Danduran going to the back. He won earlier in the DTX class. He's going to have his work cut out for him now. I thought Logan Wilson was going back there as well, but no, he's good. I guess he was just trying to keep some fluid circulating in that bike. They do not like to sit still on that line waiting. They get warm. So the rest of our front row going to come back and line up here, minus Mr. Dandurand. So this helps the likes of Dylan Bix, Adrian Saint-Amand, Kevin Pouliot.
Donc, Dandurand qui va partir de la 3e ligne, ça peut amener d'autres défis. Regardez bien comment il va arriver dans le virage numéro 1. On observe les lumières pour le départ.
Oh, I was just going to say this is a very long light, but it looks like we've possibly had something unplugged there or something.
Malheureusement, un petit problème au niveau de l'installation du départ.
I can smell clutches burning from here, I think, Tanya.
Ouais, là, il va y avoir possiblement, entre autres, certains pilotes avec une surchauffe de moteur ou encore des clutches qui vont brûler, comme on aime bien dire, dont Sean Rupert là, qui a eu un petit problème, mais ça semble être rétabli.
He was waving frantically there. I didn't know what was up. I thought he stalled it, but he doesn't appear to be trying to start it.
D'Endurant qui va lui aussi là, se donner la permission de ne pas surchauffer le moteur.
I see Flat Track Canada, Aaron Hesmer sprinting to the truck, grabbing some gas. I think essentially the hamster has stopped running in the wheel at this point. So we got to gas up the generator that's running the lights. So.
On va laisser les pilotes faire un tour. Ouais, on doit mettre de l'essence dans la génératrice de la machine pour le départ.
Geez, how much does this play on the nerves at this point? Do you figure you're on that line waiting to go? You got those revs way up, and you don't go. You've already had a jump start. And, is it playing with the guys that are still in the front row more, or is Felix back there in row three? I mean, he's cursing himself, obviously, but we do have lights again.
Belle façon, là, comme le mentionne Todd, de jouer avec les nerfs de nos pilotes qui se trouvent sur la ligne de départ pendant ce moment. C'est pas tout le temps facile, que ce soit sur la première ligne ou encore d'endurance sur la dernière qui part beaucoup plus loin. Là, on veut absolument pas qu'il arrive un problème mécanique à cause de ça.
I was just going to say, I'm going to give Aaron Hesmer props. That was like NASCAR quality pit stop right there.
Definitely. Super fast.
Ran to the trailer, just happened to have the right gas. Here you go.
He's a guy.
Yeah. Hopefully we didn't just fill that generator with kerosene or something.
Alors, on va voir d'endurant.
All that room on row 2, and all of these guys in row 2 are crowded way up top here. They've all got the same idea to run around the top of that track.
And he's got that same idea. On y va avec les verts. Dylan Bex à l'intérieur du virage numéro 1. On prend l'intérieur pour Dylan Bex.
So Bex grabs that lead. Billix. And I believe that's Pouliot in the second. Here comes Dandurand all the way up to 5th already. St. Amand back there in 3rd. St. Amand going to try and dive in between those two riders. Pouliot looking very racy all of a sudden, Tanya.
Is that Craig Hunt?
Oh, we got a rider down.
Oh, 2 riders down. 2 riders down. Oh, God, that's not going good for the 76. Marc-André Dupéré. Yellow flag, red flag. There's only one red on the track at the moment. Red flag, guys. You need to go. Red flag. You need to stop on the track, please.
So that was a very hard hit for a couple of our riders. Wow. So just back here at the Hippodrome 3R in Trois, Rivières, we've had a fairly serious accident here on the front straightaway in our open intermediate class. And the good news is, Tanya, the 2 riders who are still down, we have seen both of them moving.
Yeah, definitely.
I assume at this point we're probably waiting for road ambulances. But, man, things got nasty there. I didn't catch the first rider that went down, and I'm not even going to name the riders who are laying here right now because that's and, again, they have been moving and stuff. That is good news.
It is.
But every precaution being taken. But we just, out of the corner of our eye, I didn't even catch the initial bike that went down. And these 2 riders ended up plowing into that bike. And much like, unfortunately, almost like Sammy Halbert last year when he went for that horrible ride. One of our riders launched an amazing distance. And as we said, he's been moving. We can see him moving his feet and stuff. They are going to take every precaution, obviously. And we have another rider here as well that we see him moving his legs as well. That's always a good sign. But at this point, after the heavy hit they took, we certainly don't want to rush them off the track.
Oh, no, definitely not. We're going to take our time. We're going to make sure these guys are taken care of. At the moment, definitely there's going to be another ambulance coming in. It's right here. We just need to clean the track so it can come on and get these 2 guys. Alors, on vous demanderait de rester où vous êtes, ne pas traverser la piste présentement. Il y a une ambulance qui s'en vient de la ville. Alors, encore une fois, on vous demanderait de ne pas traverser la piste présentement. Il y a une ambulance qui s'en vient. On va s'assurer que les pilotes qui sont sur le circuit sont pris en charge, bien évidemment. Présentement, les deux pilotes bougent. C'est de très bonnes nouvelles.
This, of course, is the very unfortunate part of our sport, right? None of us, we all accept the risk. Obviously, none of us wish to see this. We don't want it to be anybody we know. We don't want it to be anybody we don't know. And, of course, right now our thoughts are with these riders that are down on the track, and hopefully everything is going to be okay. We see one of our riders right now being put on the backboard. And, yeah, it's just the crowd that was pretty rowdy about 10 minutes ago is suddenly very quiet. And as I said, it is good news that both riders are moving. Just a tremendous night of racing happening here up until this point.
Oh yeah.
So it's
these are the big classes, huh? So we go all in for the show. We go all in to race. That's what we do. That's what we love. These guys are always giving us a good show, but it's a risky sport. Let's say it.
Absolutely, it isn't. It isn't too many riders who do this for a while that don't, at the very least, snap a couple of at least minor bones, kind of thing. And every once in a while, you get one like this that is a little uglier than some of the others. And like I said, I did not catch the first rider who went down. It really doesn't matter at this point. It just unfortunately caused a bit of a chain reaction, and two of those riders plowed into that bike that was motionless on the track. And just nowhere to go. The reaction time at these speeds is cut to milliseconds. And I think, when that first guy hit it, the second guy was even more surprised that it was there, kind of thing. And I think the second guy possibly was going to get around it until the first guy hit it.
I don't know if the ambulance is going to take the two guys in, or if we're going to have to wait for another ambulance before we can race back.
Yeah, it's obviously we cannot have racing happening without at the very least one bus
there
here,
you go.
Kind of thing. So we do have one road ambulance here. There hasn't been much radio chatter here lately either for about the past 15 minutes. I'm not sure if we're waiting for a second road ambulance or what the plan is at this point. But it's very unfortunate. And as I said, this crowd that was so excited, so rowdy, so into it.
Yeah.
Right now, I mean, everybody here has that sick feeling in their stomach that we have right now, right? And again, judging by what we can see from here, and again, we're not even going to name riders. That's none of our business to do at this point.
No, there you go.
But everybody is moving, and that's a fantastic sign because it looked very, very bad when it first happened. Now, I don't know, does Trois Rivières have a decent hospital? Is that
definitely.
where they
It's the biggest trauma hospital between Quebec and Montreal over here. So they're going to be in good hands. It's right beside the track. It's 2 minutes from here.
Okay,
so these guys are not going to do a long ride. That's a good thing.
Yeah, and if everything goes well.
Hey, what's going on down there?
If everything goes well, these riders will be back at the track before the night is over.
Okay, they're fighting down there. OK, on demanderait aux gens de se calmer, tout simplement.
Come on, folks. Pull it together, please.
Simplement se calmer dans les estrades.
So once again, just a delay in the racing action, unfortunately, as we deal with a couple of injured riders. And as my partner Tanya was saying, the fantastic trauma hospital just within about 2 minutes, he said, which is great news. And they're not rushing to load these riders onto these stretchers, and you know what? I'm okay with that because they're taking every precaution already. And we're finally getting one rider up onto the stretcher here. Hopefully when this is over and done with, we will be back to some racing action, but man, does this take a little bit of wind out of the sails, Tanya.
Yeah, definitely.
A little round of applause for our rider. I know he's obviously not feeling the greatest right now, but he can hear you. So.
OK, ces motos, c'est 500 cc, aucune boîte de vitesse, aucun frein. Ça part, ça décolle et c'est là que ça se passe.
Your early leader is going to be the 51 machine of Carnegie. Up top, I think that's Fafard going around the outside. Oh, yeah, he seems to have this dialed. Big wheelie on that back straightaway.
Je crois que c'est Nicolas Fafard, là, tout comme ce matin, qui nous offre une excellente performance sur une seule roue. Vous allez possiblement le revoir, et voilà.
How cool is that, ladies and gentlemen?
On retrouve Sean Ford en deuxième position.
Probably about 75 miles an hour plus. We're just going to pull that front wheel off up in the air and probably wave at the crowd at some point,
Probably,
is my guess.
because that's what he did this morning.
So let him hear it on the way by, folks. Great camera shot right here. These machines are so unique. They've got rear sprockets about the size of my Dodge Ram. And, man, they put the power to the ground.
Ah oui, 500 cc de puissance. Et regardez Fafard, là, à quel point il est loin. On va très, très large. On montre le drapeau dernier tour. Sean Ford qui a battu son dernier mot, pas très loin derrière. On arrive dans le virage numéro 1. On va tenter de bien évidemment suivre Nicolas Fafard qui s'est montré dominant pas mal toute la journée, je vous dirais.
So as Fafard was playing around there, Ford creeped just a little bit closer. Oh, we got smoke puffing out of that number 3 machine. That is Cote, I believe.
Jonathan Côté là, qui se rapproche de Ford durant ce dernier tour.
Wow, he makes that look easy. If I was out there right now, I'd be completing lap 2, sort of. I wonder if we're going back to a complete restart, basically.
I think so. Je crois que comme il n'avait pas un tour complet de compléter, on va retourner là avec l'épreuve complète. So Todd, I think we're going back with the entire race since there was not one lap completed entirely.
Yeah, we'd like to thank our fans for sticking with us on Fans' Choice, and thanks to Rob at Hills Productions for shuffling some commercials in there for us. Our field is a little bit decimated here. I can't imagine what it feels like to jump back on here. As we said, both riders were conscious and moving. That's fantastic. If we get any kind of update to share, we obviously will. But we're going to go back to this open intermediate final with, looks like we're down to 7 riders.
On se rappelle que Dylan Bex avait pris les devants sur ce premier tour de l'épreuve. Est-ce qu'on sera en mesure là, de repartir comme on l'avait fait? C'est assez difficile pour des pilotes de se remettre dans l'ambiance d'une course, mais vous allez voir, ça devrait bien aller de leur côté.
Wasn't Dan Durant at the back before? I really don't like to make calls from up here. Sorry, was that bad of me? So we're going to a complete restart, so we will see Dan Duran go to the back row. We're green. We're waiting to see if we're staying green, judging by the sound my partner made here. We're so Dylan Bix, our current leader. No, we.
I think
guess
I
what?
saw that right.
Yeah, no, you definitely did. We're gonna see. We're gonna see that young lady, unfortunately, go back and join Mr. Dan Duran back there in row 3. Now, as a fan, it's going to be pretty cool watching those two try to charge from the back.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But they both.
Regardez bien d'endurant et malheureusement là, Dylan Bex qui va partir elle aussi de la 3e ligne.
They both haven't done themselves any favors, that's for sure, when you've got the likes of Kevin Pouliot and Adrian Saint-Amand here up on the front row, Trudel in the middle, and I guess we shouldn't count out Wilson or the 171 machine. I believe that's Gagnon. So Bix and... Dan Duran gets a great start from row 3. Bix has got a little bit of work to do. Saint-Amand there in second. I believe that's Pouliot out front, Tanya. Dan Duran already up to third. Dylan Bix mired at the back of the pack at this point. She's got to get on her horse and get those ponies running forward here. High up into turn 3 for Bix.
Oh, c'est Pouliot qui a réussi là, à aller chercher un excellent départ sur sa moto numéro 10, suivi de Saint-Amand. Un petit peu plus difficile pour Bex, mais on est présentement en 4e place déjà après être parti de la 3e ligne. Dandurand dans le virage numéro 2. On est côte à côte avec Dandurand et Bex dans le 3.
Dylan Bix side by side with that rider that joined her on the third row, Dan Duran. So Bix hard on the throttle here. Our leader continues to be Pouliot. Saint-Amand in second. Bix way up to the wall, but she's now knocking on the door for second place, Tanya, as they dive into 1 and 2.
Oh, Bex qui est très très large dans les virages.
Look at that move! Look at that move!
Bex qui va côte à côte dans le virage numéro 3 avec Saint-Amand pour la 2e position. C'est chose faite. On a la roue avant. Oh, Saint-Amand peut dire son dernier mot dans le virage numéro 4. Encore une fois, on conserve la 2e position.
Saint-Amand with a great answer to that pass by Bix, but man, is she on a charge right now. But as we know, as you climb through that pack, Tanya, it's a little harder to pass those riders at the front, right? The first few you gather up, but right now, Pouliot with about 8 bike lengths on Saint-Amand. Bix right in his tire tracks, now going up high. She's going to look to drop to the bottom of the track and go underneath on the exit of 4.
She's going for the inside.
Of course, we've mentioned it numerous times tonight. Saint-Amand, a rookie in this class. Bix, she was absent for a few years. She was doing some motocross. Nice to have her back. And Pouliot, once again, kind of like Liam Kasky earlier, unaware of what's going on behind him, but if he saw it, he would love it.
Pouliot, justement, qui lui s'est bien positionné là, en première place. Oh, Bex, il va avec l'extérieur dans le virage, la sortie du 4. C'est chose faite. Saint-Amand, toutefois, se pointe à l'intérieur dans le virage numéro 2. On tente d'aller chercher toute la puissance qu'on peut sortir de la moto.
Halfway flag's about to come out, Tanya. Does Bix have anything left in the tank to chase down Pouliot, who's got about 12 bike lengths on her right now? And is Saint-Amand out of it? Can we count Saint-Amand out at this point? Logan Wilson pushing the pack along there back in about 6th place, I believe. So Bix not able to close the gap on that lap at all. Pouliot doing everything he needs to right now out front. Bix has got to try and make up 10, 12 bike lengths over the next 5 laps. She's put on a tremendous charge. Dan Duran seems to have stalled in his march towards the front. But this young lady all night long has been impressing us. Bix way up in the top of 1 and 2. She's going to look to dive to the bottom and get that drive. Still unable to close that gap. Maybe half a bike length. She goes up to the top of 3. She'll try and dive down into 4. Pouliot doing a remarkable job of hugging the inside of that track and keeping his corner speed up, Tanya.
Ah ouais, Kevin Pouliot qui est pourchassé par Dylan Bex. On se demande si elle aura tout ce qu'elle peut pour pouvoir le rejoindre d'ici la fin de l'épreuve. D'endurant, lui, qui commence à se forger là, de moins en moins d'écart. En fait, il commence à regagner sur l'écart que s'était forgé entre lui et Saint-Amand pour la 3e place. On devrait justement voir une bataille là, se dessiner dans les prochains tours.
Every time Bix comes off corner 4, she gets a big slide towards those tires. We got 2.5 laps left to go. This is the closest she's been right now. She's within about 6 bike lengths. Just over 2 laps to go, Tanya. All of a sudden, she's a player in this one.
D'endurant qui a eu un petit peu plus de difficultés à la sortie du virage 2 pour joindre Saint-Amand. Mais Dylan Bex a pas dit son dernier mot pendant qu'on montre 2 tours à faire. 2 laps to go for these drivers on track, Todd.
Pouliot still holding the lead. Dylan Bix now right around that back tire, trying to sneak in behind him. Bix now looking up the inside. Dylan Bix.
Oh, Dylan Bex qui se pointe le bout du nez à l'intérieur du virage numéro 3.
Side by side. Sorry, Tanya. Can Pouliot answer back on the exit of 4? 1 lap to go, ladies and gentlemen.
Un seul tour à faire. Est-ce que Dylan Bex sera en mesure de garder cette position de tête au devant de Kevin Pouliot?
Pouliot looks to dive up the inside. Bix will have that drive, I think, onto that back straightaway. Pouliot doing a pretty good job of keeping that gap the same.
Dylan Bex dans le 3. Pouliot se pointe extrêmement rapidement dans le 3, mais on sent manquer un petit peu de vitesse et d'adhérence. Bex sur
Ladies
la
and
ligne
gentlemen,
droite.
back from row 3, Dylan Bix. Let's hear it for that young lady. Wow. She is pumped up. Adrian Saint-Amand just barely holding off Dan Duran for that 3rd position. Good run by Saint-Amand as well. Wow, Dylan Bix, the last
What a ride.
2.5 laps, she found another gear. Wow. She's
Dylan
impressed me
Bex,
tonight.
incroyablement rapide, parti de la 3e ligne sur cette reprise de départ. Pouliot avait une avance considérable, puis Dylan Bex est allé le chercher sur les 2 derniers tours. Quel travail phénoménal pour la jeune fille.
Dylan Bix has never won an intermediate race before, I do not believe. She may not know what to do at this point, but you know what she should do? She should come up here and take a bow in front of these fans, because, man, did she put on a clinic all night long. She's picking up someone down there. I don't know if that's her dad, Brian. We'll see when they come along. But let this young lady hear how much you appreciate her efforts, ladies and gentlemen.
Mesdames, Messieurs, Dylan Bex, votre gagnante.
Wow, that impressed me. I've been following this young lady for probably 7 or 8 years. She's always been one of my favorites. I was crushed when she went to motocross, but man, was I glad when she came back to join us, because I've just always loved watching her ride. She is not afraid to get up in that high stuff, not afraid to get those elbows out and get dirty.
Yeah, definitely. She was so wide in turn 3 and turn 4 earlier. That was beautiful to watch.
We're not going to take anything away from Kevin Pouliot making his return after many years off. He had a great run, and of course, we mentioned Adrian Saint-Amand, that young rookie. He won the novice championship last year. He's moved up to this class, and once again, not afraid to mix it up, showing no respect to his elders, really, is what's happening.
Yeah.
But man, what a show. I honestly thought she was done with about 3 laps to go. I didn't think she was getting there. And with 2.5 laps to go, I don't know, something caught her eye, and she figured something out. And wow, that is one of the most impressive runs of the night, I think.
La revoici au virage 4, mesdames, messieurs. La gagnante de la catégorie intermédiaire Open, Dylan Bex.
I think Dylan Bix has just gained a bunch of new fans.
Oh, yeah.
And I believe 2 weeks from now we'll once again be on Fans Choice and Facebook Live from Flamborough Downs. And if you can't make it there, please tune in and we'll see how the lady does on that night. But wow. And here we go, Tanya. This is the one we've been waiting for all night. This is our Open Expert Final. And, geez, I don't know. Does anybody at this point have anything for Robinson? he's kind of had things his way tonight, and again, he's looking to put a whole bunch of more toonies into his pocket before he hits that airport in Montreal to fly home.
We're going to have so many drivers to watch for this race, by the way, guys. So just make sure you're listening to all the names that we're going to tell you to watch. Obviously, the 44 of Robinson, who's doing an amazing job from the entire day. The 19 of Brendan Seguin. Tyler Seguin on the 22. We're also talking about Trent Pickle on the 61. Fred Duchesneau on the 24. We also have Dave Pouliot to watch, Dustin Brown, Taya Little on the 11T, Sean Ford, and Dominic Bullock on the 30. So many guys to watch.
That guy.
That guy.
The former AMA national winner. And of course, Robinson not only having his way here tonight, he took the victory 2 weeks ago in Lima. And so, yeah, he's definitely, of course, a favorite. Dave Pouliot back in row 2. We're not going to count that guy out by any means.
No.
This is scheduled for 20 laps, you said earlier, I believe. Correct, Tanya?
Yep.
So we'll see. Hopefully this doesn't turn into a war of attrition. But Open Expert Final, ladies and gentlemen. Get in the fast lane, Grandma. The bingo game is about to start.
So we're going for 12 laps, 20 tours à cette grande finale Open Expert. Gardez un œil sur le 30 de Dominic Bourlac.
Dominic and Dustin side by side into one. Robinson's got some work to do. He's going to duck there in 3. Look at Robinson just carve underneath. Wow.
Okay, Robinson just said, okay, this is my corner.
Yeah,
I'm going in.
No kidding. He absolutely... Oh, we got a red flag coming out. Wow.
Oh, drapeau rouge. On va reprendre là, cette procédure de départ.
Now, again, I'm not going to say any names. I do know the 2 riders who took off out front, but I really wasn't even watching the lights that time. But
no, neither was I.
They were side by side off the start. We see Dustin Brown ducking in there. I'm not sure what he's after.
Oh, he's looking for something to...
Yeah, that's his buddy, I believe, Keegan Denstedt, sprinting...
Never saw a guy running that fast.
Yeah.
Without a shirt on.
God, can you imagine if he hit a trailer hitch right now? That'd be the end of him. But,
Observez bien le 44 de Robinson. Il est allé se pointer le bout du nez dans le virage numéro 1. Incroyable de son côté. Bullock qui part de la 3e ligne.
So Bullock goes to row 3. Him and Brown got off
at the
together.
exact same time.
I guess was Dominic the first one to go. I'd have to honestly see a replay on that one, but wow, Robinson into the corner 3rd and just decided to turn left and drive underneath.
Are these 2 starting from 4th row?
Well, Dominic's going to go back to row 4. The good news is he can go wherever he wants on row 4. Dustin Brown looking to trade helmets here.
Dustin Brown qui change de casque tout simplement pendant que le 90 de Brandon Newman a peut-être besoin là, d'un petit peu d'aide pour partir la machine. Vous voyez Bullock qui est placé complètement derrière sur la 4e ligne de départ.
So tough news for Dominic and all the Dominic fans here tonight. We're going to watch for him making his way to the front, but man, that doesn't help. Brown again with a flyer of a start. Good start by Tyler Seguin as well. Here comes Robinson once again. And, geez, that bike is on rails.
Si vous vouliez un excellent spectacle, Dominic Bourlac déjà rendu en plein milieu du peloton. Même partie de la 4e ligne, aucun bon sens, super
Look
rapide.
at Brown way down on the bottom of the track. Woo! Robinson's going to look to answer on the exit, slides back up, and wow, what a gutsy effort by Brown in 3 and 4 there. Brown not ready to concede this race yet to Mr. Robinson on that 44 machine. So Brown tucked into 2nd. That was a heck of a move in 3 and 4, but we'll see if there's anything left at this point. Once again, look at how hard he goes into that corner.
Oh, Dustin Brown to the inside.
Nope, Robinson shuts the door. Fermi Laporte, I believe, is what just happened. Oh, we got a rider down in 4. dodging out of the way. It looks like his bike is on the inside of the track. That's good news. Hopefully our corner marshal connects with our referees, lets them know we're okay.
On va ramasser là, la moto, un pilote qui a chuté dans le virage numéro 4.
So I did not catch who that was. Oh, we're throwing the red.
We're going with red flag.
Yeah, we just unfortunately didn't get the communication happening quick enough.
On a eu un pilote là, qui a chuté dans le virage numéro 4. On va simplement s'assurer que tout est beau, que notre pilote va bien.
So, geez, it's it's pretty incredible watching Robinson ride that bike. But Dustin Brown on that second lap, or was it the first lap, when he dove down there in turn 3, he made up, probably 10 bike lengths, and briefly took over the point position, and then Robinson answered right away. I just heard a possible talk of a complete restart. I still haven't caught who went down there. I don't know if you caught it, Tanya.
Neither did I. I'm trying to look at all the guys who are on track at the moment.
I think I just heard a number. I'm just waiting to see if I see that rider. And, yeah, it might have been, unfortunately, Brandon Seguin. I thought I heard somebody say number 19's helmet is trash. So the good news is he jumped up and got out of the way. Somehow his bike ended up inside of the track, off the track, so we didn't have a repeat performance. And we didn't see a repeat of what we had in that open intermediate race.
Yeah, I think Tyler went to see his brother all the way down there just to see if he's okay. Yep, that's exactly what he did.
So now once again, these riders who were just, the heart rate was just pounding.
Yeah.
Right? Now they've got to try and settle the nerves again. They've got to regroup. Right? They're going to have their mechanics come over, hopefully a sip of water if they need it.
And it definitely changes the momentum that you have during a race. I mean, we're going red flag. You have to cool down. You have to think, okay, security and that kind of stuff. So the momentum changes for all the drivers on track at the moment.
Yeah, and if that was Brandon Seguin that went down, and obviously he was okay, he got up and ran off, but that kind of tears at my heart a little bit because he's one of my favorite guys to talk to at the track, and he's had a really, really good night, and so it's unfortunate. I will try and catch up on the radio chatter here and see where we're at. So if you can carry us here for a minute, Tanya, I'll try and get us an update.
Yeah, sure. On va aller s'assurer d'avoir les bonnes nouvelles à vous informer, bien évidemment. Présentement, on semble dire que tous les pilotes sont corrects là, à la suite du petit accrochage qu'on a eu dans le virage numéro 4. Ne vous inquiétez pas. On devrait pouvoir reprendre justement le circuit là, dans quelques instants, afin de procéder à l'épreuve finale qui est Open Expert. Pendant que Robinson vient se positionner sur la grille de départ.
So we're going to go for start number 3 here. And yes, unfortunately, it was Brandon Seguin that went down. He is A-OK from what I understand. That's good news. We're going to go to a complete restart. Now I just heard talk about the number 19 machine possibly going to see the officials with his helmet. So maybe...
There's some sneaky guys over here.
No comment. He's going to try and sneak in there. Right now, Robinson's like, what the heck, dude?
What are you doing? He's like, hey, wait. Go to the back, man.
Yeah, look at Robinson. You know what? They were both talking about how impressed and impressed they were with each other. And earlier on in the day, and Robinson just kicked him to the back of the bus. And I mean, I don't blame him, right? There's money on the line here, right? Robinson will not obviously figure into our points championship by any means unless, I don't know, he just quits the AFT and comes and joins us. But there is money on the line. So Bulak just trying to be just a little bit sneaky there.
Just a little bit sneaky.
If you're going to be sneaky, maybe don't wear bright orange, is what I'm going to say. So 20 laps, complete
20
restart.
laps.
Brown looking to go 3 for 3 on the starts. And he does.
Woo! Dustin Brown.
Once again, Robinson in third. This time he gets held up a little bit. So Brown's got some breathing room at the moment. We'll watch the power of that FTR 750. Look at that thing down that straightaway. It's, wow. Pouliot, here comes Pouliot.
Oh, yeah.
He's now climbing on the outside. I believe that's Tyler Seguin. Side by side for third. Contact,
Woo!
I believe, between Pouliot and Tyler Seguin. So Robinson out front. Dustin Brown in second, but Dave Pouliot is a player in this one. All of a sudden, he's sliding past Brown.
Ah ouais, Dave Pouliot qui a pris la deuxième position dans cette finale. Tout juste derrière, Robinson goes to the inside and turn 4. Oh man, he's trying so hard. Robinson is getting to turn 4.
So Robinson still your leader, but Pouliot showing some pretty good speed all of a sudden. Dominic now up to 4th. So Dominic back from row 4 into 4th position. We'll see if he can make his way forward towards Tyler Seguin. This is going to be step by step here, Tanya. The first step is to get to Seguin and pass him, and then you try and march forward past there. Pouliot is not letting Robinson get away at this point.
Dominique Beaulac est déjà rendu en 4e position après être parti de la 4e ligne.
So Pouliot with about 7 bike lengths, I guess I would say at this point on Brown. Robinson with about 12 on Pouliot. Bulak now clear in 4th, trying to get up to that lead battle of 3. He's got lots of time to do it, but you got to steadily move forward. Progress every lap. That's the goal here.
Brown qui se rapproche de Pouliot dans le virage numéro 1. On est très rapide du côté de Dustin Brown.
Brown is, I'm surprised once again, Brown hugging the bottom of that track, but still keeping that corner speed going. It's very impressive. Look, Pouliot is, I mean, he's not challenging at this point, but he is almost matching speed with Robinson at this point. So Dominic still safely in 4th, trying to make his way forward. Still a few laps away from halfway in this race. Tyler Seguin back there in 5th. 6th place currently belongs to Newman, then it's to Chesno, followed by the rookie Taya Little. Oh man, I don't know if you caught Pouliot there, but almost had the back end of that bike past the front end on the exit of 4. Real close to that tire wall. Top 3 getting spread out now. So Robinson not quite running away like I thought he would, Tanya, but he's got things pretty good right now.
Oh ouais, Pouliot qui fait un excellent travail. Dustin Brown aussi.
Dominic Bulak right now on that number 30 machine seems to have kind of stalled in his march forward. He's not being pressured from behind, but he's certainly not gathering up any of that real estate between him and 3rd place. His only hope right now, I think, is if Dustin Brown starts falling back a little.
Robinson extrêmement rapide sur la 44 indienne. On a un petit peu de difficulté à la sortie du 1, ce qui bénéficie à Pouliot pour la sortie du 2. Oh, Pouliot à l'intérieur dans le virage numéro 3.
Wow. Pouliot is putting on a hell of a run. We're just getting, I think we're about a 1 lap away from halfway, Tanya. This one is not over yet. This really is the closest anybody's been to Robinson all night long.
Dave Pouliot qui chauffe les arrières à Robinson. C'est le plus près qu'a été quelqu'un dans une finale aujourd'hui, là, ou même dans une heat qualificative. Pouliot par l'extérieur dans le virage numéro 4. On a des side-by-side. On a évité un contact là, complètement entre Pouliot et Robinson. On a un retardataire qui pousse Robinson à faire une manœuvre. Pouliot side-by-side avec lui.
The only thing I can think of right now, Tanya, is with this track drying out, there's too much wheel spin happening on that 44 machine. But Pouliot, man, he is going at it hard here.
God, he's so
side by
fast.
side, yeah. Right up against that tire wall. Jeez. What a show
Pouliot
here.
Donne du fil à retordre
Oh,
à
Robinson with a bobble. Pouliot makes his way by.
Dave Pouliot, on a un changement de meneur. Dave Pouliot qui vient de prendre la position de tête dans l'épreuve pendant que Robinson se pointe l'intérieur, là. Justement, le bout du nez à l'intérieur. On va trop large pour Robinson, ce qui redonne l'opportunité à Pouliot sur la ligne droite.
So Robinson and Pouliot once again side by side. Robinson way up, pretty well touching those hay bales. He's looking for the drive off the banking, Tanya. He's going to try and gather up that track space down that back straight into turn 3. They're going to be in lap traffic soon, and that's going to get interesting.
On va avoir justement des retardataires probablement dans quelques tours seulement. Robinson et Pouliot vont devoir jongler avec le tout. Pouliot extrêmement rapide pendant que Robinson tente vraiment des lignes différentes de celles de Pouliot qu'utilise depuis les 3 derniers tours.
Dave Pouliot earlier on was telling Robinson he was coming for him, and the kid wasn't lying, apparently. So Robinson now down to the bottom, Pouliot up top. This is going to be interesting when they catch these guys in about a lap. Pouliot holds the point for now by about 3 bike lengths. Robinson pitches it into the inside of 1. Every lap, they're swapping lines here.
On s'amène avec les retardataires. On va devoir faire là, certains passages qui vont nous amener peut-être des manœuvres difficiles du côté des deux meneurs. Pouliot qui conserve la position jusqu'à présent en première place, un petit peu plus difficile du côté de Robinson pour aller chercher.
Wow, Pouliot really used that traffic to his advantage, didn't he? He's all of a sudden got 7 bike lengths on Robinson. Dustin Brown at this point, a distant 3rd place. I don't know if Robinson can gather this up or not. Again, I can only think his wheel spin is the only problem.
Pendant que Pouliot s'amène dans le virage numéro 4, simplement 2 tours à faire.
3 laps to go, I believe, Tanya. 3 laps. Does Robinson have anything left in the tank to get from past Pouliot? First, Pouliot's got to have a legion of fans here. He's just down the road in Quebec City, closest track to home. And all of a sudden, just like that, he's got 12 bike lengths.
Et on arrive ici sur la ligne droite.
Oh, I thought we were going to get the 2 to go. I guess we're waiting 1 more. Yeah, Pouliot now with easily 15 bike lengths on Robinson. And, man, Pouliot in the catbird seat all night, I think, here. And I did not expect this.
No,
I said keep your eye on him, but I did not expect this. But
On
look
y va
at
avec 2 tours à faire, 2 tours à faire.
2 to go. Davy Pouliot. Oh, way up. Holy cow.
He did touch the bit.
Oh, jeez.
Dave Pouliot qui est monté extrêmement haut dans le virage numéro 3. On est allé faire une petite touchette avec les balles de poing, mais on a réussi à conserver la position qu'on avait pendant qu'on reçoit le drapeau blanc pour dernier tour du côté de Pouliot Robinson.
That scared the bejesus out of me. I'm not gonna. I got to see a replay of that. There's no way he wasn't touching those bales.
He was touching it.
Half a lap to go for your leader, Pouliot. Robinson's going to have to settle for 2nd here. So out of corner 4, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Davy Pouliot.
Woo! Oh man, that guy is happy.
Oh yeah, he is.
That guy is happy.
Robinson takes 2nd with a great run, and Dustin Brown had that early lead. He holds on for 3rd, but wow, Pouliot impressed me on that one. And you know what? That only spells good things as we head for Flamborough Downs in a couple of weeks, and Pouliot will be riding this wave of momentum. A little bit further drive for him. So.
Oh, quelle course de la part de Dave Pouliot. Brandon Robinson et Dustin Brown.
A little bit of a handshake there between Pouliot and Robinson. And how cool is this for Pouliot? Again, I don't know what's Quebec, about an hour and a half? Would it be that far away? And, we're used to him hopping, in a truck and driving 12, 13, maybe more hours to one of our races. So this is fantastic for him. Basically a home race.
It is.
Putting it on top of the box. And, of course, beating that Indian in the process.
Dans le virage numéro 4, le vainqueur, Dave Pouliot.
So we'd like to, as Pouliot comes along to pick up that checkered flag, to the applause of all his fans, we'd like to thank everybody who tuned in tonight on Fans Choice.
Yeah.
Thank you to Hills Productions, and thanks Flat Track Canada and Flat Track Quebec for a wonderful show. Thanks for hanging out with me again, Tanya. I hope to do this again next year.
Definitely. Thanks to you, Todd.
And have a wonderful night, everybody. Hope to see you in Flamborough in 2 weeks.
Oh oui, soyez très heureux de l'événement que nous avons eu. J'ai déjà vu des événements de courses et de motos qui se sont produits et qui se sont déroulés un petit peu plus tard là, à cause des incidents, des accidents, des sorties de pistes et tout ça. On a eu un événement qui a été extrêmement sécuritaire. On vous remercie d'ailleurs pour tout ce que vous avez fait pour la dernière petit accrochage qui s'est produit tout à l'heure. Encore une fois, merci beaucoup. Soyez prudents sur le chemin du retour. Et si ça vous intéresse, après que les véhicules aient passé sur la piste, vous pouvez traverser du côté des paddocks et des puits afin d'aller voir moto, pilote, discuter avec eux.